These podcasts are completely uncensored, completely out of control, and completely unformatted. There's your warning. These podcasts are sponsored by Yak Attack at yakattack.us. What Yak Attack is the leader in the kayak fishing industry who specializes in kayak fishing rigging solutions. As kayak anglers themselves, they are tightly integrated into kayak fishing community and are acutely aware of what the sport needs. It all starts off with the gear track and or the mighty mount. The gear track comes in all different sizes and colors, and the screwball that attaches to the gear track allows everything to attach to it. So what that is a variety of rod holders and camera mounts for your still cameras and your GoPros. Your light poles with the day flags that folds into the flag. Your fish finder mounts, and your black pack crate system. All of Yak Attack's products are made in the USA. The rod holder that is standard in all my kayaks with Yak Attack is the Zuka Tube rod holder. This rod holder easily locks in either a spinning rod on one side or a bait caster on the other. You can flip it around, lock a bait caster in with the trigger grip, or flip around the other side and have a spinning rod in. It's open all the way through, so it can also double as an anchor point for your parking pole or your stakeout pole. Just position it over the side of the kayak and anchor with your parking pole. Definitely my favorite rod holder, the Zuka Tube from Yak Attack. This podcast is also sponsored by my DVDs at kayakkevin.com, the Kayak Fishing in Chesapeake Bay series, and the Bay Tour DVD. The fishing DVDs are broken up into a trilogy. Number 1 is an intro into the fishery, has a full year's worth of footage from more of the larger fish targets of the lower Chesapeake Bay. The instructional sequels are broken up into 2 parts, the warm water and the cold water species. Number 2 is the warm water species with detailed instruction on the rigs and the fishery itself, spanning from the red drum at the shoals, flounder and the summer species at the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, and sight casting, the red drum and striper. Number 3 has a detailed instruction about the cold water species, the tautog and the eastern shore striper fishery. The Chesapeake Bay Tour DVD is a 6-week, 600-mile tour I did around the Chesapeake Bay in 2010, kind of filmed in a Survivor Man style, showing everything I do and look for when I'm on a long-distance tour. All of these DVDs are available at kayakkevin.com. It's kayakkevin.com and Yak Attack at yakattack.us.
Like 15 times. We
gotta move over. You can move the seat though. You can keep the big cushy seat.
For my broken butt runner?
I have to be on the end.
Alright.
Yeah. I have to be as far.
How do you know the seat's not better?
I have to be.
I don't, but I mean I'm good.
I have to be as far away from Kevin as otherwise. Kevin and I cut off. We cut people off. So if we sit next to each other, you two won't even be heard because we'll just sit here and fucking talk. And then if I sit right here, whoever's sitting here doesn't get shit to say. You just don't get to say anything because you're in like it has to be a triangle.
Now the sandwich is appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back far enough.
We're fucking lining it up tonight. We got
good, yeah.
Maker's Mark,
Meat, that shit.
Oh, right.
beer, water.
I don't get one.
It's important to hydrate.
I thought there was 4.
No, well, there is one that I'm waiting on artwork.
Okay.
Cool, so yeah, almost.
Yeah,
That's the hotter one.
Yeah, the guy that does the artwork just had kidney stone surgery, so
Yeah.
he's catching
That's
up.
not
Now he's
hot.
catching up on real job work, and I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm like, hurry up before the money's gone. Yeah, because I got the money to do the production right now. Yeah. It's like you go through phases where you're like collecting checks, and there's a lot of phases where you're writing checks.
Yep. I imagine it's exciting to get all of your ingredients, but that is a big hit at one time to go buy pallets full of shit to make hot sauce that you hope people buy. I mean, you know your shit is selling right now, but you know.
What's
He's like, whoa, what do you mean?
What's difficult about it is
No,
like
his shit is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's, you know,
right.
the people that use it love it.
Well, when I manufacture it, it always happens this way. It's like it'll be like 1, 2, 3. You know, like every 2 weeks I'm manufacturing, so I'm like stroking checks for fucking $3,000 a week. You know, every other week, and then I'm like, ooh, you know, and then you're like, man, am I doing something wrong? And then the checks start coming in, you're like, woohoo! Yeah. I feel right this week.
Podcast number 89.
89.
89.
We're gonna get to 100, folks.
Yeah,
We will.
I want to get to 100 before I go on the tour.
Yeah, dude, we're we've actually started to be more regular.
Yeah. August 12th, 2016, we got Jimmy Miller from Speedys Hot Sauce. What's the website?
SpeedysHotSauce.com.
SpeedysHotSauce.com.
Yep.
We got Steve Epstein from Chesapeake Bay Defenders.com, and that's the defense thing.
Menhaden Defense League slash
Yeah.
fuck. What is it? The Chesapeake Bay Foundation.com.
No. They only sued me a little bit. I'm not that mad at them.
I sent him a hate mail.
I
was like, I can't believe that you're actually attacking somebody that stands up for something that you refuse to stand up for in the same area you decide to fight for dumb shit.
They send me the little they send me the little
that's basically the
membership.
letter I sent them. They never responded or anything, but you know, whatever. Fuck it. If somebody read half of that, whatever.
Yeah,
At least I got to waste a fucking minute.
How much involvement did remember the documentary that told you when you wrote them, how much involvement did they do, or did they help you at all?
They put press on it. Like if I send them something, they put it on their website. They don't, it's,
Right.
There's not a whole bunch of people involved in that, and they do a lot.
Yeah. That one woman was like, that was her crusade for a while.
Yeah.
I can't think of her name in my life, but
Sylvia Earle.
Sylvia Earle.
And like I've got to talk to her, and they definitely helped out with the documentary stuff that they're doing on it. They're like it'll be in film festivals at least, and they'll have a chance to go somewhere and do something with
The
it.
problem with things like that, though, it's the people that it reaches are already interested. It's not reaching the people that you need to change their minds about, just getting people to give a shit.
But sometimes it's good to let people that like give a shit know that like
Something's
other
going
people
on.
that give a shit. It's
Yeah,
like
no.
motivation.
Well,
to-
and it can be contagious
do
too, because
something.
they'll say something. Like a lot of people may care, they just don't know.
Like I'm not trying to sound like a jackass, but if you like saw that one person could make a difference, if you try, and put everything into it, like maybe somebody else will do that. And if like a bunch of other people do it because
No,
they see
absolutely.
somebody else has done it,
Are you saying a spark makes a fire?
I don't know. I think I'm saying a match makes a fire.
All I know is one person can make a big difference. Just look at one person in the left-hand lane looking on the phone while
Yeah.
you're
I almost got plowed down last night.
Oh, dude.
Last night I rode to 1608 Craft House and I'm coming, dude's looking down. I saw him backing up, getting ready to pull out. He's looking down at his phone. Windows are up, air conditioning's on, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. People over here eating dinner, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he's like,
Yep.
and I'm like, I know you didn't mean it, and you're acting like sorry, but that doesn't matter if I'm smashed,
Yeah. Yeah.
or can't work, or dead, or
Yeah.
damaged. I mean, it's like I don't heal so fast anymore. I ain't got time for that shit.
Right.
Shit, yeah.
Dude.
Dave at work rolled up his dislocate or pulled his bicep. I'm talking about getting old and shit. And then I just saw Luther, like he just posted up that he like hurt something and it's been hurting him, because we're all the same age, man, and it's
Falling apart, dude. And I'm a high mileage vehicle, dude.
So am I, man. And so am I. And I'm like taking like extra care. Like I change daily on how I feel and how I
See, I think that, but other people still
There's a
say I
difference.
live hard.
There's a difference. Look, this motherfucker is like he looks better than most teenage kids when he takes his shirt off.
Why are you checking out teenage kids? Oh, Lord. I know, dude. I had some pictures sent to me where I was probably 30. So 60,
Yeah, I remember
70,
seeing those. Yeah.
And I was like, God, I look so young, man. And I was 30. I was like, and probably, I don't know, 50 pounds later.
Yeah.
I'm 33.
But you still-
I don't look young.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the same age.
Yeah, you're the same age.
We're the same
You fucks
age.
are the same old.
Oh, you baby. What a baby. Dude, look at what a child I look like at your age.
What I did like about that picture, man, you're still like
46?
I'll be 46 this year, yeah.
All right.
Your barrel chest is still, you're not a
Oh,
small
yeah.
guy. You
Yeah.
still got a barrel chest and you're
Yeah.
big and
Yeah.
yeah. You can get
I
that
mean-
back, dude. That's the thing is you can get, that's your body.
That was me at 30.
Yeah, just
That's your
stop
body.
eating completely.
You
and
can
work
do
out
that.
constantly.
You can do that.
Look, that was.
You can do that now.
That was like the same year, but I started lifting more. But I mean, look at how my arms and crap are
Yep.
there compared.
Oh
to
No,
my
I know
God.
you're big. You're a big.
look real close and see
What is that?
Look real close and see what the T-shirt says.
That's horrible.
Godless.
I said that to my boss. He was saying something like going on and on about something. I just sent him a picture of my drawers. He's like, "What is wrong with you?" Knowing I was running the bar.
Yeah.
Hilarious. No, dude. I rode like 20 some miles yesterday. I've done that like 3 times this week. Today I rode around with the wife for, I don't know, probably 30 minutes, then went to the beach. We walked for 40 minutes, swam a little bit, and rode back. So
Yeah, I mean, I was heading in this direction in my late 30s. I was easily heading in this direction. Easily. Easily.
It's booze.
Well, it wasn't. It was just, it was not like really working out as far. I mean, I was eating a lot. Yeah.
Look,
I
I
eat
quit
good
eating-
food, man.
It's all right, eating good food, but I mean, it's
The problem for me
working
is
out.
like eating late.
That's a big deal.
Because like I'm doing something usually until dark, so I'm eating at 9 or 10 o'clock, even if I go to bed at 12.
Yeah, but you don't need to.
Yeah.
You really don't need. You physically don't need to.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Like,
physically
yeah, snack,
you don't.
another glass of wine.
And I tell you,
Yeah.
that's when I go from my winter weight down to spring, when I'm it's cutting weight, but I'm not like cutting weight like a fighter, like they're dehydrating themselves. I'm cutting my weight by just controlling my diet and dropping my calories and upping my exercise.
What I need
double
to
my
do right
exercise.
now, though, like my exercise level is fairly well, but since the foot and now my butt bone from the kayak accident,
How
I'm
did
not
you hurt
getting
your
it.
ass in a kayak accident?
I was in Rapids, and I went.
Oh,
and I
okay.
went right
All
there.
right.
That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he lost
Yeah,
his
yeah, it's a
channel.
different world from.
I went.
Okay.
I went
I'm
down.
like, man, my man isn't Rudy and his ass gets busted. Like, who the fuck did you run
Oyster
into?
bar. No, it was,
Jesus.
I went down Balcony Falls, and instead of going through the clear shot, I was like, this looks like more fun. Woo! So $600 later, I lost my.
How many river rocks did they dig out of you?
Full carbon paddle, broke a $165
Lost his paddle.
rod, and made it through the rapids with the paddle. But what happened was, one of the rods had come out, the lure had come out, and I had line wrapped around my legs that was braid, and I was freaking out to get that off before the lure caught upstream while I'm going downstream,
Oof.
because it would have cut me to the bone. So I'm like cutting line, and then I turned.
Going down rapids.
Yeah, and I turned around and I'm like, "Where's my paddle?" And then I went through the rapids and boulders underneath of it. What you're supposed to do is put your feet up so your feet don't get caught. Well, then your ass bashes. So, and my ass is old, so it hurts.
Did they dig any rocks out of you?
No, man, but I'm like, dude, I was glad it was the last day, because it was like breathless sitting in that kayak for the last 2 hours, man. But so that's getting better. But my point was that my intensity of my exercise needs to be more.
Yeah.
And I simply have to do yoga, or I can't get out of bed.
That if you like, and that's all I really don't exercise outside when I'm in the wintertime when I'm not paddling. That's really my only exercise. Maybe kickboxing once a week, and that's maybe for 15 minutes.
Right.
It's not.
You're pretty disciplined though about doing yoga.
Well,
it
in
seems
the
like-
wintertime I make it a schedule. I just put it
Yeah,
my
because
schedule.
I mean, like when we first started talking about it, I was much better. I was doing probably at least 3 times a week then, and it really makes a difference on how well I feel to
absolutely.
do the other stuff. You know?
Yep.
But
But I noticed at this age also, it's not good for me to practice like a night before I'm either going hard paddle or
Right.
that day, like or come back and practice. It's just not
Yeah.
good. I'm not good to blend those in the same days. I have to have rest separations, hours between that. I'm learning that now. 2 years ago it wasn't. I was going and then I got hurt and I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Because I hurt my back.
Yeah.
I hurt my back. It was fucking hot pain.
Sharp pains.
Lifting fish.
I just have
Lifting
like
fish. It was a
abnormally
six
random
redfish.
sharp pains all the time now. Just random, like ow.
Yeah.
Well, but those go away.
Yeah, they go-
I have a wrist yesterday. I have a wrist taped up yesterday because it was just hurting all through here.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
It's
And then it
ridiculous.
goes away.
I got the claw.
You getting the
I got
The claw. No, I cut this finger. I cut all these to the bone, and then this one completely off. And they sewed it back together, and like
Worked
it
for
just
you, huh?
wore out. Like this whole thing all the way up in here. So anytime I do anything, my hand blows up. So
Ooh.
like I can't grab a bar to lift. It fucking sucks. Like everything I
cold
do.
get to you?
Huh? Oh
Cold.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I told Lee that when he put that fucking hook through his finger, I said, now that's gonna start. And when you get cold, because he's getting older, it's getting colder.
It's weird. It's still like not. Still don't have full feel there, and I can see where it went in and out. It
Like,
was.
that's gonna start his.
I've hooked myself.
That's
twice
gonna
this season.
start-
Bad. Like
That's
bad.
gonna start-
this is a
started
big
mine.
hook.
Because
Yeah.
these two started mine.
This
Yeah,
was
you
a
got
this
it,
was
it's
a
like
9-aught.
a
This was a
picture.
9-aught.
It started my
bucktail hook.
Yeah, dude.
Huh?
Was there a picture of it?
I also broke
Yeah.
my neck too. So
It's a
that's
9-aught bucktail hook.
You
Yeah.
go straight in, you couldn't push it through, right?
Dude, I should, no. I mean,
starts popping all
I
over.
should have. It cut this finger, and
That's when
Big.
you go to the
Doesn't it? Don't you love that?
I
That's
thought
sensation.
I
You
do.
see it
Oh,
gone
Oh
at
no!
the
I
bar.
stopped at 2
You're
patient.
like-
I
You
stopped
got a
at.
patient first. You go to
No,
the
right. I
emergency
stopped
room. You just
at
have
and
them cut your
sent
finger
urgent care, and they told me I had to go to the hospital. And I stopped by a patient first, and they told me I had to go to the
So
hospital.
you didn't go to the hospital?
No, and then I went straight to the hospital, and I walk
Okay.
in, and they're laughing as I come in the door because they can see me holding the lure with this hand,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh boy, it's another one." And I was like, "They're like, so you got a hook in your finger?"
It's always
Another
a
one.
joyous moment when you see it past the barb. You're like, that's
In
gonna be
there.
bad.
Oh, dude, it cut this finger. They wanted to stitch this finger. And I was like, no.
Because it went through.
Yeah. I almost got stapled.
Yeah.
But I put
Where
the
was
gas-
Chad Hoover when you needed him?
I put the gas in
Yeah,
that
with a
cobia, and the bucktail came free. And it hit my finger,
Full speed,
and
but with a
dude,
bowed up rod.
and dude, that
Real
tight.
shit.
It went slack for a second. He wanted to pick up the slack.
Right, it comes
you.
back tight, and I'm like, and nobody grabbed the fucking
Line or
gaff
whatever,
with the
anything.
cobia. So the cobia eventually comes off the gaff because I'm like, you can't lift like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't
Like,
have a hand.
I was on my knees, dude. I hit my knees like, fuck. Brian was like, dude, you went like a bitch, and I was like, dude, I dare. That was a 2-ounce bucktail.
Yeah. Huge.
Just a way to lure
Bam!
him.
Just and so
Dude, that's what
the
that was.
hospital.
That went through.
I go to, I probably told this one here, but I get to the hospital and the lady's like, they take me in rather quickly, and the lady's like, all right, well, we got a couple of options. I was like, okay. She's like, well, we can push it through, cut it off, and then pull it back through. I was like, that's what I would have done. And she's like, cool. And she starts walking away, and I was like, what are the other options? And she's like, nah. She's like, that's the one we're going with.
That's the best option.
That's
You
the
said that
one.
was-
Yeah.
Other option would have been to cut it open, right?
Otherwise, you
Right.
slice and stitch.
Right.
I got no stitches.
Right.
No, I would have sliced and stitched. And all
What
that.
the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, it's almost
No,
like-
dude, 3 shots of fucking.
Yeah, he
three-
ain't
Much damage.
3
shots
shots
of
of Novocaine. She pushed that shit
'Cause they're
through, and
cut
she
into
fucking
muscle, too,
smiled the
yeah.
whole
How
time.
does it feel now?
It's a little
No.
numb on the tip.
That's why I would have had him cut it
Nah.
and pull it
Dude,
out.
still
Same
would've done it.
thing.
Still
No,
would've done-
you
still the
need a
same.
whole lot of feeling right here.
It would have been more trauma if he got it cut.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this thing was.
Like the
Look, this
that would've
finger was the
been worth
luckiest. This
injury,
finger was.
probably.
This finger was the luckiest thing that could have happened.
Right.
Yeah.
When
could've
that
hit you in
hook
the
came,
face.
dude. Right. Eye,
Yeah.
face, neck. You could lose an eye. You lose eyes over shit like that.
Oh, dude.
You know what
all
I
the
mean?
pictures on
Like,
the internet. Oh, I can't.
You just, dude. You just that finger. I mean, and
Dude, I fish with
when
my
I
dad,
gap
I'm like
fish,
this.
I'm rather safe about it
Fly
anyway.
fishing.
Like I try and do it with 2 hands, and you know, not in case anything happens, but it did happen,
Yeah.
and that shit happens really fast.
Yeah, but that's what I told him when he got that. I was like, yep, that's one of these injuries that this started my I can't go fishing when it's cold. These 2 fingers, because they got smashed. And so this started, my cold started here, and it went to this hand. And I was like, damn, this hand's cold. It's
Well,
always
that's-
this hand, and now it's all over, and I can't go out when it's fucking cold.
Old injuries is why I got rid of
Yeah.
the trident didn't work for me. I cannot sit for that long in that position.
Yeah,
Just from a cycling injury.
yeah, yeah. The
See,
new
seat's looking good. It sucks.
I don't even want to think about the cold.
New seat's looking good.
What is it?
New Trident seat's looking good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude,
You've seen it online. You've seen it
Now you
online
gotta get one.
I ain't spinning like I used to.
You've got enough boats.
yeah.
I
You just
can't
gotta
spend
sell
like I
a couple
used to.
and get one.
How many you got?
You got a couple, definitely.
Oh Lord.
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Do you know how many I
You don't
use?
got a hobby. You gotta have
I
it.
had,
know how many I use? One.
I had
I use
8 or
one.
9. I had 9. I sold some.
Yeah.
I use one.
Lord, dude.
Kevin uses
See,
two.
that was
I
that
use one.
bartender money, baby. Like walking around with like $50 in your pocket, like, oh,
Well, spend it on something.
Yep.
like, well, trying to I'll try it.
Yep. You were getting boats and like,
When I could
You're
have
just trying boats out.
When I could have like just done something more responsible with finances.
Like made hot
I'm a
sauce.
slow learner about some shit, dude. I'm a slow learner about some shit. Let me tell you. I was a fast kid for all the like wrong stuff and slow learner about other stuff. I got hooked twice. Actually, I've been hooked probably 4 times. Every time except for once, I pulled it out myself. And I should have on this one because I'm like, it had gone through, and it was all the way through, and I got somebody to help me pull it out, and they're like, I got it. I'm like, wait. And instead of going back out or pressing the barb down and go out, just yanked with the pliers, dude, and that's why that's there 4 months later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it's only like a small piercing, a chunk of meat, but your meat don't go give because and I'm like, wait, second yank,
Meat comes with that.
Yeah, because it didn't come out the first try, and I'm like, wait. I'm like, oh my god, I cannot believe you just did that shit because it's all the way through at that point. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, the barb was still in the middle of my finger.
Yeah.
The only time I
That's the worst.
fucked myself up once when I was a kid and I should have got stitches. And it was kind of the same thing, but it was on this hand and on the same ring finger. I was leaving my house and I walked through the garage and I used to buy those, you can buy those packed of snelled hooks that come from like 2 to like 5, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever, like in sizes. And we used to fish the canals near the house. So, always with worms and stuff, so that's what we would buy. Anyway. So apparently I had a lot of these snelled hooks laying around, and one of them had caught in some tape or something. I walked through, and I felt something on the bottom of my shoe halfway to my buddy's house. I was like, shit. I reached down and grabbed to take it off the shoe, and as I stepped down, it pulled a hook in and through and out, like ripped open.
Good times.
Yeah. I was like 12 or something, you know what I mean? It's like, what? I mean, that's...
I
It was
didn't even
big
start
blood.
fishing until I was 42.
Huh?
I didn't even start fishing until I was 42. I mean,
I was
I
fishing at
for
42
brim when I
months.
was a little kid.
Fishing at 42 months, I believe.
I've seen a picture of me fishing with my dad in the car seat with a life vest on. So I think I was like
went
6
with my dad
weeks.
bobber fishing a handful of times when I was a kid, but I mean, like, to have any concept of it.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
like when I was a kid, it was croaker fishing.
Oh yeah, Buckaroo Pier actually is
Well, my
like.
grandfather had a
I mean, my dad would
That's where I was.
put my
when I was a
bobber
kid.
in, put the worm on the hook and chuck it over and
Yep.
be like, all right, wait,
I like the saltwater fish. Even then, I like it was bobber fishing and freshwater. But I like the saltwater.
I like
fishing.
saltwater better
Oh,
than too because it was more going on.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
Now I just like the environment of the freshwater. Like if I go out to like somewhere close to home, it's always so busy that I'm like, if you don't catch, it does suck.
Go behind my house.
If I go freshwater fishing, you're in an environment where like, you usually see some cool stuff,
Yeah.
But
That's why a lot of times just why you should
The
shore
fish
because
might be the
it comes-
size of your phone when you go freshwater fishing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's like I have an ultralight setup. I have 2-pound test. What's beyond that? Like as far as is there anything lighter than
I don't know.
than that?
That's
I mean,
so
like
that's hair light.
Like yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
I can't even see that
fish
shit
in the
in
pond
the
are like
eye.
this. Like
Size
the
30.
fishing like
I'm having
this.
problems with that. I need glasses when I'm tying 30 pounds. Yeah.
You don't really have to
pretty much-
tie it. It's so
pretty
light
much-
it'll
pretty
break
much on
anyways.
everything I put 30 on everything now. I'm like, even freshwater stuff. If I use a leader or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still like what 8 pound.
Yeah, and our water's not that
size,
clear.
diameter. I mean,
Oh yeah,
and I've never,
yeah.
and I've
Talking about
never,
braid.
and I've never had any. I don't think I'm not.
I even
catching
use
because of
30-pound
they see
leader.
the line.
I don't go under 30-pound leader, so I'm like anything.
When I caught that big ass carp, I was fishing with my buddy that's a fly fisherman, and he's like, and I mean, it's pulling me all over the place, man. And he goes, "What talent line fishing?" I'm like, their mindset is totally
Oh,
different.
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
30.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're good." I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't going
I
nowhere.
want to get pulled. This is what I hook this fish to get pulled around. This
See, I
is
sight casted
Yeah.
that thing. It was awesome.
yeah.
It's like they were like running into the shore because they were spawning, and like I saw her like pissed off turn and hit it, and it like I was like, oh, it's on now. That thing was like that big, dude, and like that big around. I mean, it's like fights like a drum, dude.
Yep. Yeah.
I was like, now that's some fun freshwater. And everybody's like, oh, I don't want to catch the trash fish. I'm like, you're letting it
Those
go.
are
what
bass
the fuck?
fishermen.
Yeah.
Bass.
I'm like, what
Bass.
the fuck difference does it make if you're letting it go?
Yeah. And it fights.
Doesn't fight.
Yeah,
That's
fights.
the only.
Yeah.
And it can. I mean, they're strong, you know.
You know.
I mean, they're scrappy too. Now, smallmouth bass are more fun than large
What I
bass.
understand. What it looks like it from what I've seen and
Yeah.
from what everybody's told me.
Because like when we go out in the mountains and fish, I mean, it's a lot. They're a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
They're in moving water.
Yep.
You know, they're
Yep.
stronger.
Yeah.
You know, largemouth bass in general, a lot of times probably are relatively easy.
It seems like an easy fight. Every time I get a largemouth, like it doesn't matter how big it is. It's just there's no.
Depends on what time of year.
Right.
I don't
I
know.
mean, if it's
When
getting
I've caught-
towards cooler fall, it's always better.
I don't know.
And yeah,
I'll
and
find
wait.
out. I mean,
And
I've
wait.
been
If the
doing
fish is big and round, they're not going to fight you that hard, right? They're just kind of live.
Kind of, but there's not much fight in them, I guess. Like with the bass compared to some other fish.
Oh, well, I mean, nothing
compared to-
compares to drum.
Right.
Or any-
I mean,
or-
striper and drum, you can do a big difference.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
fights.
Yeah, stripers, like, you catch, I mean, like that, I caught a, I don't know, 24-inch striper in freshwater, and I was like, I mean, it was like nothing, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. I mean, the first few seconds were good, but I mean, if I caught a 24-inch bass, that would have been better. If it had been a 24-inch pickerel, even better, you know?
I think it's the way, like, for striper and red, right? The difference between those fights, kind of the way their bodies are. Like
yeah,
a
yeah.
striper is a little bit more soft, a little bit more flexible towards the mids, you know, the midsection of the body. Red
Well,
is
the
like
red's got
real
that head,
streamlined
dude. That head's heavy,
missile head,
Yeah.
you know, rigid, almost a rigid body. When you hold them, they feel tougher. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
skin,
more
actual
dense.
flesh is denser. And then a super strong like tail.
Well, there's
tail's
more
dense.
structure to them too. I mean, you clean the. I mean, you'll get a third of the size trout comparison to a drum. You'll get more meat from the trout.
Right.
You know, I mean, they're just a lot bony. I mean, that head is enormous, man. So when they start slinging that head around with that body, man, it's like it's pretty impressive. And I find
You got some
man,
shit.
like
Oh,
the
Lord.
You got some shit.
the heck. Daddy needs his medicine. The you know, like upper 20s and 30 drum fight better, more intensely and longer than like bigger ones a lot of times. I mean, I don't know if that's just been my
Well, it's the
experience
same-
because of the time of year.
It's the same ratio, and also you tackle.
I know. Yeah, we're normally dumbed down a little on the tackle, except I mean Kevin is. I actually use the exact same rod and reel for both.
Yeah, which is.
And yes, they go
It goes against everything I teach.
right. But it doesn't, I mean,
But dude, I've caught some big red on some light tackle.
I know, but
It's
my whole-
I don't like
Yes.
tackle.
Right.
The braid is 40 or 50,
Right.
Right.
and my
Right.
thumb is on the spool the entire time. I have
He's still-
literally tried to break this fishing rod since I bought it, and it just doesn't work.
Well, that's a good
the Shimano Terramar
Look at the
is.
fights. Look at these.
I wish that I
the
would.
blue one.
They should give me them by now.
Look at the videos. That
Those
one
are tough, dude.
One he fishes
Dude.
in 2 minutes. He has it right here. It's crazy. It's pretty bowed up. And there's one that there's another one that I think it's just you by yourself. It's not a split one. And then that one you bow up pretty hard on.
I've got a St. Croix medium moderate that I'll use for crankbaits for bass fishing, but I've caught 30-inch drum on, and it was no problem. I've caught count those rays on it and
55
fought them back
rays in a row,
hard
I
to get
get
my
people
line back
laugh
and
at
stuff,
me.
and it's like, I'm amazed at that rod. And if you hold it, it's like, you know, it's like flimsy
The
fly.
my reel is the Corrado. I bought the original saltwater Corrado, the
Right.
DSV. It's the 300. It's just a monster. And that Terramar is the one that's rated at
It's like the bulky low
5.8
profile, right?
to
The
3
green one.
quarters, something like that.
Is it-
It's not. It's the second smallest one, I think.
You're talking about the green Corrado, like the 300 size? Is it green?
No, man. This thing's silver. It like
Yeah.
it's
it's older,
old.
older.
Oh, dude, this is the original
Right, older.
DSV, the 300 DSV or whatever.
I've got one at 300 size, but it's the green.
Yeah.
Green and gold.
Yeah, it's not the original like he has.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this shit's old. Like, it's 8 years old now, I think. I get it cleaned every year.
Look,
It's awesome.
8 years is not old to these guys. You
No,
gotta
for a fishing
remember.
reel.
You gotta remember what we were just talking about.
8 months is old for a fishing reel. If he doesn't drop it in the fucking water, he sells it and buys a new one.
No, I just go, oh, look at that shiny one.
Right.
That's more like it.
Right. Ooh, shiny. I'm not like that at all. It's in, like, people ask me a lot of questions about, like, I got that new, what is the Shimano I have? Sitka. The new Sitka. Maggie bought me a Sitka, like, for Christmas, and it was right as soon as the brand new model came out. I didn't even know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people are, like, asking me questions online because I caught fish with it right around Christmas when we were fishing for the striper, the small striper or medium stripers on the tiny eels.
This shit was fun. It was ridiculous.
So much fun.
It was ridiculous.
And people are asking me like, how's the reel perform? And I'm like, it performs like a brand new fishing reel because it's a brand new fishing reel. If it wasn't, I would be really upset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, ask me in 10 months and I might be able to tell you something, but if I take it out and it doesn't feel like a brand new fishing reel, I'm going to be really mad. You're already going to know.
I love it when you're mad, though.
Well, what he does with his rod, I teach a stiffer rod with a nice fast action to it, so you can get that torque to get that movement.
Yeah.
Get your momentum going.
Well, you like to get them.
He's over here.
Oh, you're off your structure fishing,
Right.
too.
No, but still, even with reds. I mean, my lightest rod I use for big reds is a St. Croix Tidemaster 2 ounce. So it's
It's beefy.
It's beefy, but it doesn't.
Dude, you're fishing for a big fish, and still a 44-incher is going to kick your ass.
I get, I want that torque. I want to go rope and move. I want to boom. But he does that with his shit because he thumbs it and he's still getting that torque. And that's why I don't teach that because it's very unique with.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's ballsy as fuck. It's ballsy as fuck because a lot of times
You
it's
burn
like,
your thumb sometimes, don't you?
no, it's like
No.
because he's moving.
Yeah.
Fucking ultras. It's no, it's and he's just right.
We're
He's
going.
just fucking right.
Well, I mean, the fish is only
Most of the time my man was like
pounds.
this,
Jesus.
not like,
Usually go the same direction.
That doesn't work that way for me.
dude, I just, and the changing of the directions, I mean, I have not tried to not break the rod. I have tried as hard as I could. It just, if you know what you're doing, it's not going to break.
Right.
You have to know what you're doing.
There's
Everybody
sometimes you have that shit so bowed up, especially that fucking 2-minute.
Well, if it's put up like this.
I never let the
it's
fish
going back out.
I never
It's just coming
let
back
that-
out with a 48 inch.
That fish never got further away from me than that wall.
Yeah.
I hooked it and reeled it towards me,
Best fight.
thought it came off, and then it was like right here, and it's
It's fucking
the whole
violent.
thing.
It's
I
a
mean,
violent,
it's so
crazy-
It
shallow.
hurts to ride this way.
He tries to leader it, it cuts his hand, and it's crazy. It's fucking
When you're on the rod this way, so it don't hit you in the face when it breaks. That's when you know you're doing something.
Or when your kayak's just going. Sideways.
Yeah, dude.
Like, what the hell have I got this time?
I had a fish in the shoals that I was hooked up to with a double. Before Kevin could get the rod for the double, a wave came and I was sideways fighting the bigger fish. We didn't even know the other one was small. It was really small. Like, what was it, like 38 incher
No,
or
it's
something like it?
a 40.
The 40?
It's a small 40,
Still
yeah.
pretty
It's a
small.
40. I think it was a 4D. Yeah, the one I was holding, the 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fish I had hooked and I was fighting was big. And it's just fighting into the shoals and I'm sideways and this wave breaks and I got another, and that's the only thing that stopped me from flipping, I think. I just ride this thing like whitewater with a fish pulling that way and a fish pulling this way.
Maybe that's what balanced you out.
Right.
Right.
It was me and Shante.
Yeah.
It was me and Shante back here going, this is, because she was shooting. I was like, shoot this because this is where he's going to die.
We talked about this. This is it.
It's finally happening.
Because we couldn't get to him yet. The current's
Yeah.
coming in and he's up ahead of us and we were like trying to get to him.
Yeah, I mean, I was fighting a fish and then all of a sudden, I think I had it already reeled up to me.
I'm never
It just
happy in
takes
those
off.
situations until it costs me like $500 worth of shit.
I lost that shit one time. I lost a brand new Saltus tall. 20 Saltus 20 tall, I think it was, maybe a 30 tall, and custom rod some other shit. Kevin grabbed most of the shit.
That one that you, yeah.
The one time I got.
That one
Yeah,
was crazy.
I was going up.
Well, it's crazy how
to
rough
get
it is
my
there.
boat-
You could probably stand up.
Like,
and
I was going up to put my fishing rods away. And my anchor was pulling because we were in such bad current. And
Well, I mean, definitely.
I got washed back into the
Oh,
shoal,
shit.
and I got washed before I could even to my seat. I was trying to get back to my seat, and I just got washed off of the boat. And next thing you know, I was like back. I flipped the boat back over. I was back in the boat
Like that. And that's when I went on recovery mode of his stuff because all the stuff is going
because I had to pull anchor and
shoals.
move
Right,
at that
right.
point.
You're
I
like-
know, like even though I was dragging anchor, I had to get that thing up and move.
Right.
Dude, it's a whole different ball game. Like
That place is
this
crazy,
past
man.
time I capsized, flipping a kayak back over that's loaded with camping gear is different than any other way. I was like, holy shit, dude. I mean, you really like. I mean, essentially, I didn't do it the way I normally would. I just kind of got underneath of it with this hand, got a hold of the handle on this side, and
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But because it was, hell, it was loaded with camping gear for 4 days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know about standing
So
in the
that
shoal.
stuff stayed dry?
hell, no, nothing was dry. Nothing was dry. I mean, stuff in the dry bags were, but there was
Yeah.
water inside
Right.
the kayak and everything too.
Oh, dude!
I know
When
about standing.
Kevin's boat
I've
sank,
seen-
I saw that one.
a couple of those, yeah.
One where yours was like everything. I mean, there was much.
I had a
your
boat
kayak
sink,
was full
but
of
it went
stuff
heavy.
and full of water.
Yeah.
I had a sinking boat one day on the eastern shore, paddled up on the beach.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
drifter.
Yep.
Got a hole in the back finally.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You did something one time. Was it you that one time where you were like, God damn it, and you forgot to put the plug in? There was getting some water in it. Was that you that did that? No.
Our
And you
plugs,
can't
don't
get
never-
water in an ocean
Yeah,
kayak
on
if the
top.
plug's out.
On the
It's on
nose.
top.
on the nose.
Man, I had
On the
this,
front.
I bought this little
It's the best
sailboat
place you could
from
ever
behind
think
my
about.
house. And I got up to the first island on it, and I went to turn around, and I flipped it over. And when I flipped it back, I hit the plug, and the plug fell out.
Oof.
Did you call the Ghost Guard?
No, I laid down behind the boat and held onto the back of it and held the line for the sail on the other, and I sailed back with the boat like underwater.
Mm.
It sucked. It was like 4 hours. I was like, somebody's got to see me, but I made it.
Yeah, I think there's 3 times I've
It sucked.
sunk. Yeah, had my boat fill up where it was
Yeah.
like, I had to
Now
stop.
what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, well, yeah, dead in the water basically. Yeah.
What's the next step here?
Empty this bitch out because you
Yep.
get up there and start emptying it out. Well, the one with the tour going across the bay, I couldn't empty it out because it was packed full of shit, so I couldn't
Yeah.
really get all the
I
water.
saw pictures of that
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
words on the videos. Luckily, this past trip, I stuck the extra paddle in the kayak.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't have been able to make it through the rest of what we had to go through without a paddle. I mean,
Yep.
you could, and there was nowhere to drag it up on land. I mean, you got rock walls, sides. Yeah. I was like,
Where were you at?
up near
Balcony Falls.
Doggy Falls, yes, thanks. Upper
James, yeah, way up the James.
Yeah.
Who did the whole, whatever the river trail is.
Yeah.
We did half of it last year, the upper half.
That's the
Thing
part
was-
me and my dad used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it in the shop. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's up next? Are you doing another video? Are you working on another one?
I'm about, I have one on in the mix right now that's just a regular fight video from 2014. It's a pretty good one where I'm trying to see which way I'm drifting. I can't see because it's kind of slack, so I just dropped the jig straight down and just letting it sit there, and because I'm gonna drift and see which way it's sitting, and I kind of lift it in the red zone.
Right.
So it's like one of those. Oh, he was just sitting there, and it's just a jig just sitting there. And that was but I am gonna start putting together, and I want to put it out before the big reds really start kicking in, maybe by the second week of September.
Right.
It's like how to CBT reds.
Right.
Yeah, it's total how to.
Now it's going to be like a full-on DVD?
No, video on
Just
YouTube.
YouTube,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's so much.
Yeah, I don't YouTube. I mean, I'm done with DVDs.
Right.
It's just
It's
not-
getting outdated anyway.
It's outdated.
Yeah.
All I really wanted to do was 4, so I did what I wanted to do. A fishing trilogy and a tour. So I
Yeah,
did that. Even my tour coming up, I'm gonna do that all on YouTube.
Right.
When I get back, I'll do.
Now, what is the
every-
time restraint on YouTube? Is there
Nothing
time-
now.
There's
I can put
none.
these up
You
now.
can-
Yeah.
you-
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube's crazy how easy it is,
Yeah.
too.
The only thing that limits me fucking uploading is motherfucking cocks.
Right.
Yeah, you need to get FiOS.
We don't have it here.
Ugh.
Yep.
Is anybody online watching us?
2.
Nobody has commented in 42 minutes. You suck.
Did you say on there we're on? Or,
No.
We got some good questions on there too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there were some good ones on there.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, they're not
We
listening.
suck.
Well, we do.
It's terrible.
We do. Yeah. Nobody watches this shit live, but
Sometimes 6 people.
I do that.
People go back and watch it, don't they? Always
Yeah,
do
fuck
deep
yeah.
Did you
dive.
say we're
Yeah,
on
like
live now?
200 Yeah.
Live past 7-ish. I mean, we went on to 7:40.
740. There was
Yeah.
5 people at one point.
Right, we suck. That's terrible.
We should have started.
What time?
Now, I was gonna start at 7:30, but then I kind of thought he was gonna be closer by. Yeah, so it was
He
like,
got here.
yeah,
He sucks.
yeah.
Everybody sucks.
He makes good hot sauce, though. I mean,
Right.
Is it
see it
Is it
sitting
hot?
there.
Is it hot?
Is it hot?
I
I
downloaded
can't believe you didn't make a little sign saying.
How hot is it? I mean,
downloaded
it's like
a,
74
it's hot.
degrees in here, bro.
Hilton. I was just gonna play it constantly while you were talking, but I decided not to.
That's alright.
So I went fishing last weekend.
Did
For
you
the
really?
First time ever. I went trout fishing in fresh water.
Oh,
That's
dude,
right.
where'd you
That's
go?
right.
Upstate New York.
Nice. You fly?
He passes.
Fly rods?
Fuck no.
No. How the fuck do you fly fish without fly? I mean,
Trout fish.
No, I'm
it's
trout
no, it's
fishing.
fly fishing. It's not trout fishing.
Trout.
I don't understand how you can trout. What do you do?
You take an ultralight spinning rod
Yeah.
and you put.
They make all kinds of.
Dude,
I'd never
you
like-
put a motherfucking little tiny split shot about 16,
Oh, that's- I've done it
18
with little-
inches
I've done it with
above a
jerk bait.
1
He uses
inch
little
gulp
rooster
minnow.
tails.
I've done a little.
Oh my
little-
god!
I have jerk baits that are that
You're the devil.
It was the closest thing to live baby you could get.
Yeah. I use those little rooster tails.
big. A lot of
Kill
people
it.
use it.
Dude, I got
Oh,
lots of
use
bites.
it. Little jerk baits.
Catching fish?
I caught,
What was the biggest one? Like
But-
12 inches?
well, 12 and a half inches.
Yeah.
Brown trout. I caught 3 browns.
Nice.
I caught a brook first, and then I caught 3 browns, and I had a few fish get off here and there, and a lot of bites. You know, the river. So
It's a little different than.
the stream. No, I mean, it was cool as shit, and it was funny because the bite slowed down, and I just looked over at her dad, and I was like, "Well, maybe when the tide changes." He just looked at me and started laughing. We were like a mile up a mountain. You know what I mean? Like, maybe when the tide change turns around. He was like, "You ain't gonna want to be here when the tide turns around, bud." But I mean,
If that current
joking.
starts running the other way, there's some big issues.
Right.
Missouri makes these
So-
little jerk baits, man, that work awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so this was the deal.
Holy shit.
This was the deal. The smell
I'm
was
working
doing
on
it.
that.
His dad had
I'll
was
show
like
you.
his dad was fishing baits that looked exactly like what I was fishing with on his fly rod,
But not gulps.
and they just doesn't have the smell. But the deal was, so about 3/4 of a mile up the river, one of the feeder creeks, because there's construction going on, was muddy. And so
shit.
it was just, and the dude, like, he doesn't normally fish that river, Maggie's dad, but his buddy tells him, hey, they're running, it's in between 2 reservoirs that the city uses for water. And he's like, dude, they're running, I can't remember what he called the pumps, but they pump off the bottom and push through the stream. So it's still cold water, so the trout still bite there.
Right.
Because it's gotten to where it's middle of the summer, man, and it's warm, and it's hard to get the trout to bite. But on this creek, this stream up there, creek, they call it, they pump cold water through. The fish still bite.
Right.
Anyway, it was muddy. So the gulp, it was on, like, they could smell it, man, and they would hit it. And a lot of times it was the very bottom of my drift.
Huh.
So they were following it, and
even
actually,
trout
I
eat
saw one.
They're waiting for it to move.
I saw one
Against the
when
current.
I pulled it back up. I saw the brown trout come up, and it almost came out of the water, hit the gulp, and was back down. And Maggie's dad was looking like this way, and it was probably 4 feet right in front of him. And I was like, "Did you see that?" And, you know what I mean? And he was like, "No, I was looking over there." I was like, "Dude, the trout just like, I mean, mouth open, just comes up and takes. And it's only like a 12 and a half inch fish.
Yeah, but they're scrappy.
But dude, it was super cool.
Especially
Like
ultralight.
I've never done it before. I expected to go catch 4-inch brook trout and be happy. You know what I mean? And I caught like a brook trout first, and I was like, cool, catching brook trout. And he was like, man, there's lots of brown trout. And then like I caught 3 brown trout right after that. It was cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And where were you? New York.
New York.
I figured that's why it was cold, was because you were in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Maggie's from.
How long has she been here?
3 years. She's
Oh.
vacationed here her whole life, and she always wanted to live here. Her parents' best friends live here. So she moved back, and we met at the restaurant we were working at that summer, and
There you go.
yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, you did one of those live action trout shots for your
Yeah.
fish challenge thing.
Yeah, and then the next
It's
day...
kind of fun. I mean, you went and walked in the river and did the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's like a whole different
It
experience.
was cool, man. It was super
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
I've walked in the river in Richmond fishing for bluegills and small... Well, trying to catch bigger
It's more
smallmouth,
like a
but
hunt.
smallmouth.
It's more like a hunt because you're walking down the river. You can like see the fish. Like you can. You
Not
can
in
look-
this muddy water. You
No,
couldn't.
pal, that
no,
sucks.
no. We were
'Cause
fishing.
that's the fun.
Okay, so here's what.
That's the fun of it.
No, this was, but it was cool because he was like, dude, when you can see the white water, he was like, you want to see the water turning over?
Oh, they were thick, man.
No. It was rocks.
Yeah,
It was like shallow water, and the river is narrow there. So it's like shallow water, like 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches, and then
And it'll drop.
but it doesn't. The river doesn't get any wider. It just gets deeper. And
Yeah.
This bank is a little
So you
further
tell it's
out.
like-
You got a couple steps before you start
Yeah.
getting into. But it was only like.
So it's a drop off.
It probably wasn't. I had my wading pants on, but I don't even think it was nuts deep. You know what I mean? I don't ever think I was like nuts deep, but it was a little deeper where the fish were on the edge. You know, and it was just you could see where it was moving a little faster there, and it was, but it was deeper, and then you could see the ripples again right after that. It was like again he was like, dude, this is like the perfect spot. And we got to the spot and we saw a spot that looked good right above it. And as we're getting our shit ready, people load up and they fucking walk down and start throwing fly rods in that area. And he was like, well, we'll walk down a little bit, and this is that spot. You know what I mean? It was cool. It was what kind of what I expected.
Right.
There was like fast moving shallow water right here, and then there's like a deep spot, and then there's fast moving shallow water. And they were just in there. And I was asking him, I was like, so what do these things like, as they get bigger, do they move down the mountain and do like the little ones like travel? He was like, nah. He was like, it's kind of like they find a home
This is their neighborhood.
on the mountain.
and they just wait for the stuff to wash.
Right, and then that's where they live on the mountain. You know what I mean? They're all, you know.
Yeah.
We let all of our
When you
fish
do
go,
this-
but you could keep them.
When you do those river trips, I mean, that's kind of like you go through a rapid and then you turn around and start fishing.
Yeah.
Because like right after that, or right before it a lot of times, but it depends on what you're facing, you know.
Have you been like up to George Washington National Forest? I know you can't
Yeah.
do outside stuff, dude. There's awesome like little trout fishing there. I mean, there's little teeny
Most of the
creeks
time when
that
I was
run.
up that way,
Dude.
I was just I was going to mountain bike. I wasn't.
Yeah, no,
fishing.
those little creeks you see running,
Mhm.
they might be like 6 feet wide. They hold fish. I mean, it's
Dude,
crazy.
Zach, so this is what I really...
Right.
I really have always wanted to catch freshwater trout. And Zach went up to Maine a couple weeks before I went to New York, and he was sending me pictures. He's going up to creeks that like fishing rod wide, and you get to a spot where you see deep water, and he's like, dude, I just had these little tiny worms and a little cork, man. And he was like, dude, especially if there's an overhanging tree or anything, he was annihilating the brook trout. Just annihilating them.
When the water's clear, dude, like you walk up these little creeks and you see a waterfall, and underneath the waterfall there's a
Right.
pool, and you walk up and you see it and you're just like, holy shit, I'm about to kill it, and you start throwing in there, and you can see them coming up to look at it, and you don't like quite do it then. You wait, like when you're flying, you kind of wait to get a bunch around and then start catching. It's, I don't know, fly fishing's a little quieter than casting a lure and a bobber. You can keep
I
on
wasn't
catching
fishing
out
with
of
a
that
bobber.
same hole over and over again.
It's like the
Well,
difference
lure
between
is-
like a beer joint and a wine tasting.
Sometimes you enjoy the wine tasting
like a-
more though.
Bobber fishing's like a strip club with cheap beer, and there's lots in between. And then you have fly fishing. There's certain, you know.
Then, so
Yeah,
our
okay.
parents live on, I've said this before too, but our parents live on an apple orchard, and in the bottom of the valley there is ponds. They actually go all the way down, but I only fish really the bottom two. And the back one is my favorite, and I fished in there the first day. When we got back from trout fishing, we hung out at the house a little bit, and then it started to get in the afternoon, and I was like, well, I'm going to walk out to the pond and see what happens. Go down there, catch a couple of small bass on spinner bait, and I'm like, cool, I'll probably get some bites. I start walking around. I don't carry any tackle down there with me. One cast, backlash, bye-bye bucktail. Back a half a mile or half a mile or a quarter mile, whatever it is, back up the hill, back to the house.
That taught you right there. Carry shit
Right.
there.
When I'm camping, I become a shore fisherman because once I'm kind of done after paddling a long day and I'm at my campsite, I'm not getting in the kayak again. I'm gonna go fishing at night. You know, just walk my beach. And sometimes I'll get pretty damn far and realize this is all I have. You know, and I don't even have any pliers. I don't have nothing with me. My camera's way the fuck over there too. And I just start walking this cast and I just forget. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's all I got.
Right.
If I get into something,
I've completely drug a fish in the water and hooked. That was too deep, and I'd forgotten pliers and paddling and dragging along.
I tell one where I ran and put it in the water. And it ran.
I've seen surf fishermen doing that.
and then you have the other end of the spectrum. I've seen guys on the pier just like catch something and just throw it on a deck, and I'm
yeah.
that's confusing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some questions. Read some questions with your young eyes.
Oh my god, my drunk eyes.
That's right.
Where's the
Got
best
him quick
place you
today.
recommend to go kayak
Tolerance.
fishing at? He says he's in the Ocean View area right near the pier.
Yeah.
The HRBT and the rent near there is a very good spot for you to start. The ODU Reef is right off here off the beach. If you want to stay more inshore, Willoughby Bay is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can launch off the beach down here and get in the inlet, or you can go to the
the community launch.
The community launch is kind of weirder.
Do you want a beer?
If you actually grab
Do
me
we
one
need
too.
more ice? I'm gonna fill my cup up with ice.
The ice isn't down here.
Well, I'm gonna walk around the long way then.
It's a long way.
Yeah. So HRBT is probably the best place for kayakers to start out because.
Well, I mean, there's a
you
lot
get-
of current there. So
No,
you
wait,
can
wait,
go to
wait.
the inlets.
But you can fish the
Oh,
cove
yeah.
and the bend and catch everything at the HRBT in that area and then work
Yeah.
your way out.
Yeah,
And
you
that's
don't
where
have
I
to go
started.
straight to the bridge.
I
That's
fished a year or
HRBT.
two
Well, the
just
HRBT
there.
is confusing then. I mean, you can start fishing inside.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
funny though. We don't change.
You don't want to go
like,
I don't
chunky,
recommend like straight out heading right out to open water into that current cross current. You know, or around a bridge.
We're going. Pee?
Pause.
You gonna pee?
Pause.
Yeah, so go there.
Yo, no, just
No.
pause.
You
I'm
know,
gonna
here-
pause you two people who are watching.
Yeah. Pause. Everybody's leaving. We're doing stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Things are taking place.
Issues.
Have you been to the East Beach one?
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
been around longer than the other one.
You have
Yeah,
to
I mean-
apply and all that
Oh.
stuff, so it's not like you just show up.
I mean, I think you could get into East Beach, man. It's not. It doesn't seem extremely packed.
Right.
I think you could probably get in there, and nobody else is selling what you sell there. So that
That
has
might be
to,
worth it. One of the
That
problems-
has to be a
Well,
like a point.
For me, for hot sauce, it's like it's better to not go to the same one every single week because like a lot of the farmers markets have a lot of the same customers.
Yeah, everybody
And
does it.
also,
Like, I don't
right
eat your
there,
hot sauce
if you,
but once
if
a
you,
month.
Right.
and also, so right down the street from there is East Beach Sandwich Shop, and that's where everybody in that neighborhood buys their wine. So if they like your hot sauce, and you don't go to the farmer's market every week, they can buy your hot sauce at the East Beach Sandwich Shop,
Right.
right down the street.
And I just
So, and that guy focuses on selling local shit,
Local
man.
stuff.
All you have to do is go talk to him. The
Are we back
guy,
on the air?
he seems cool.
Yep.
To me, I mean, I go in there, and a lot of times the beer I try and buy is already in the cooler, like in a line, and I'm like, dude, I really don't want to buy these as singles. I'd rather buy like a 6-pack. And he's like, dude, he's like, if I have 6 of them, you can buy it at the 6-pack price. It's cool. We'll just pull them out of there in the cold rack. We'll put them in a bag. If I have the thing, I'll put it in the thing. If not, we'll put it in a bag, man.
And where is this?
East Beach Sandwich Shop is on Pretty Lake. Right down where the marinas are on the left-hand side.
The one thing I can say is that green sauce, the green sauce,
and they will sell you sauce too. Huh?
Any white flaky fish?
Any white flaky fish,
Yeah.
that green sauce.
It's awesome.
You marinate it for like 5 minutes and throw it on the
That was its intent too. I do chicken and pork with that one too, but it's
No, the white flaky fish.
it's mild
It's like a
to
striper.
me.
Yeah, it ain't hot. It's just good.
Yeah.
I have the 6 spiced wine I bought from Williamsburg Winery up there. I haven't used it to cook. I want to use it to cook with, but is that something that I should soak something in?
I don't know.
Or
I don't
it's
think
like
I've
a
had it.
spiced wine.
Let's go try it.
I haven't. It's not open.
You just cook shrimp. You could have put the shrimp in the butter.
No, I mean it's like no. I mean it's super like wintry.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it might be even. I'm assuming it's red, right?
Yeah, dark red and
Yeah,
like
probably.
nutmeggy even.
I would
Yeah, I would say probably more like a
basically
winter like dessert wine or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, I mean they set it up like for cooking.
Fly fishing.
That's right.
Fly fishing.
And
Yeah, I think that's what they use it for, is fly
They
fishing.
should
That's
like
what they
recommending
do, the
pork,
flies.
like to cook pork
Right,
with
right.
it.
Yeah.
That would probably
if
be
it's got
good with
nutmeg
pork.
in it,
No, not drink it with pork.
No, I'm
like,
saying like pour it in the slow cooker and cook
yeah,
some pork.
slow cook it, not like
Yeah, that would
pour
that
a
would
little
work
bit
with
on
the
it while
red.
it's sizzling in a pan.
No, that would
Slow
burn
cook
all
it.
the.
Yeah, braise.
Yeah.
Yeah, slow
Don't do
cook.
that. I know you like braised shit. I see your fucking pictures.
I'm bitter about my big
Pisses me off.
No. Do you
I don't have a good
follow,
fan in my kitchen.
do you follow Neil
so I
Choi?
can't, like smoke. Who?
Neil Choi?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Oh,
He's
oh
a
Neil
cook.
Cho. Neil Cho.
Are we talking
He's a
about
cooking
cooking?
motherfucker too.
Dude, yeah. Neil kills
He
it.
puts a
and
little
that
more effort.
motherfucker's a straight carnivore.
He puts a little
every
effort
day.
to his presentations too.
Huh?
He does good on his presentations too. Where I'm like, by that point I'm hungry. I'm like,
Dude, not
He's
worried
just
about
like,
lighting,
like-
just
dude,
make
he
sure.
can throw broccoli in a frying pan full of bacon grease and make it look amazing.
That's really easy to
crazy.
do. Like,
No, his
Bacon
shots
batter.
actually, his actual shots are look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know him, so I need to check him out.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you know, he'll do
Instagram and
little
Facebook.
garnish and
Bacon
stuff on
grease.
there. You know, where I'm like,
Yeah.
let me take this picture. This shit's getting cold.
No, I mean your food looks awesome. Your food looks awesome, but I mean he
No,
goes
does
all
it up.
out.
He does it up. Yeah.
Like you said, lighting. Lighting's a
Yeah.
big deal. You don't usually have
Huge,
that
man.
type of lighting in your kitchen.
No,
Right.
You gotta
It's
set that
always like
plate.
I'm trying to get out of the way to stop making a shadow.
Yeah.
Like he said,
I
he
just got this new camping lantern, and I'm like,
He has
putting
a
that
light
the
in his kitchen
while I'm
for
cooking
this.
now.
I haven't seen his
You know.
pictures either, but I'm guessing from what he's
Yeah.
Well,
I
he
mean,
just
good
does.
second.
I mean, he does good plate presentation. I mean, like he goes through the effort to do what like.
a restaurant.
But well, and I don't know if if it's necessarily for just himself or for somebody else. I mean, like I might would do that if I'm cooking for other people, but if it's for me, I'm not gonna do that.
I don't know, man. If I want to take a
I'm not
picture
gonna
of
give
it, I'll make it look cool.
The brush stroke of the balsamic reduction or the
Right.
or whatever with shallots and shit. I'm like,
I'm like, chicken right here, zucchini right here.
I'm using.
And they're
That's
gonna
what
touch
it
each
looks
other
like.
and I'm gonna annihilate them all.
Yeah, I'm like,
And every
just
now and then I
wrap
might
it
get a
in the
nice
zucchini.
Flopping,
napkin and
get in
like
my-
put stuff for him.
I literally just move food to my face as fast as I can get it.
I have
It's
friends
crazy.
that are like, you gotta move that stuff in the background all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm eating the coffee table.
There's
bro.
no room to move the
It's
stuff in the
it's like,
background.
it's a coffee. I'm just making. I mean, got all the paraphernalia.
Well, there's a couple of questions on there.
Are we gonna answer them?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer them.
All right.
Yeah. So I was looking at, I thought these were good. There were
I
some
mean,
good
I
ones.
look
Not
like 4 grown men sitting around talking about cooking on a fishing show.
Yeah, no, well, we talk about anything. There's no, yeah, it's hardly a fishing show. It's
Yeah,
just
we
because
talked about fishing and ocean view,
We
the
did talk about
inlet
fishing.
and HRBT.
Yeah.
That's a good
The only
question.
thing that makes this a fishing show is we all fish.
Is your hot sauce hot? No, it sucks. Don't buy it.
I mean, it's like
Did you see what the public service announcement I did on Facebook?
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Put in your eye on your wiener, you unimaginative twit.
I mean, it is, you know.
Like, Because you know the people that ask that stuff are never ever the ones that buy stuff.
Right.
You know, they're the samplers of the farmers markets. They just cruise through and try everything and be like, "Oh, I didn't bring any cash." I'm like, "We take credit cards. Oh, I didn't bring that." I'm like, "Why are you here?"
They're
like,
that's their weekend.
Oh,
The truth is they don't like you.
That's their Saturday. That's their Sunday.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You know.
Worst paddle you've ever had to do?
You got one, Ralph? I guess mine would be when I went through Miami. That was 40 miles. I did in like 16 hours. It sucked
Crossing
for
the
night.
bay kicked
That's
my ass.
that's another one.
Fucked
See, that's
my
another
wrist
one.
up real bad because I used a flared paddle at that point. And also,
Another one.
that one day, we decided to fish the little bridge, and it took us an hour and 15 minutes
Yep.
to get to the other side.
Yep.
That fucking sucked.
Yep.
Leaving,
I'm talking about a mile.
leaving Wise Point.
Like a mile.
We were against wind and current the entire time. And we caught fish while we were there. But fuck that, dude. It sucked.
You come back-
And by the time we got to leave, the current had turned around. It sucked both ways. That day's fucking sucked, and it was only a mile.
I mean,
You gotta plan the current in your trip so it don't happen that way.
It was,
No,
yeah, they do that. They do
Yeah.
that sometimes.
we didn't do like in the middle. We couldn't go in the middle of the night.
Right. And you just wanted to go.
Yeah.
The
I've had some windy like paddle.
Well, we caught fish
where I should not have
we
been out
caught
there.
fish where we were going.
Yeah.
I have been out there at 20 mile per hour winds and then like gusts of like 40 and I'm like,
Right.
Also,
I
actually, maybe
I've never done
I'm gonna die.
Now-
I have
really-
like storm stories and then I
Yeah.
have just bad paddles where I paddled
Yeah, 'cause
I
I-
myself do, you know, and otherwise there's some I get caught in that are whole different stories. Where I
Rick bought a
survived.
boat.
Well, I survived. And these,
You just survived
something.
nature,
I
and then-
survived.
and then there's stuff you've done
that,
to yourself.
which is I don't consider that a paddle. That's just getting caught.
Yeah.
That was a
Right.
dumb move.
Yeah.
I launched where I
Right.
shouldn't have launched. I should have stayed on a little island. You know, I
Right.
should have stayed there in camp because it was shitty. It was fucking one of those summer fucking stationary
Yeah.
fronts where she's whipping around all fucking day. I was like, oh, I can get 5 more miles.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, when Rick and I got caught in that,
And then
Rick
you're
bought
like,
a
I
boat.
hate me.
After Rick and I got caught on, Rick bought a boat. After we got caught in a storm
Yeah,
off
Burnley?
Sandbridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I knew you
We
were
got
going down.
caught in a storm off Sandbridge, and Rick bought a boat.
Yep. Yeah.
And
It was like
we
changing
decided that day that he was going to buy a boat. He wanted to live bait fish out there, and he was going to buy a boat. Fuck it.
Because I was in the
It-
ocean when he got caught.
Dude,
Yeah.
Kevin told us the storm was coming, but by then, I mean, we turned around and faced the shore, but dude, it was coming on so fucking hard, man. And the
I've
waves
gotten the
were coming
storms
so
where,
fast
like-
from the beach to offshore. The only thing
Yeah.
that saved us from like getting
Dying.
real dangerous was the wind was blowing more out of the north than it was out of the west. So it did blow us down the beach instead of offshore.
Right.
Right.
We launched past the S-turns. We landed just north of the pier, like at the top of the parking lot, and had to walk to get the truck. By the time
I've walked
That was a happy
my
walk.
truck
we were at the
That was a
last
happy
houses.
walk.
We were at the last houses right there, and walked up right next to the parking lot. And the people came down and were like, "Yeah, we were watching from up. They were up like in the condo building and shit. Like, man, we saw you guys go out. You know, like we could see everything from up here." And then the storm came, and we were like the coast, like not the Coast Guard, but the lifeguards and everything were like there on the beach. And I came up to the beach, but by this time it's fucking slick calm. The last eighth of a mile or
Back to
something.
the beach,
It's
finally.
fucking
Like,
slick calm. The
birds
storm is
chirping.
gone. The storm is gone. The sun's coming out. And just get to the beach, and I'm like, where the fuck is Rick? Like, Rick got washed off his boat twice, and then he was just getting like pushed. I couldn't keep up with him as fast as he was going this way. He just gets, dude, he's only at 15, he's just getting fucking, he weighs like 3 pounds. He's just getting fucking washed up like south. Just northwind is just taking it.
I've been next to him when he's gotten blown off his
He
boat.
got behind a barge that was out there. They were doing some construction out the way, and he got behind a barge. But anyway, like, I got to the beach, and I was like, where the fuck is Rick, blah, blah, blah. And the people are like, we can see it, like, they could see him, you know, so.
He's light, but it's
Yeah.
it's And then 15, he's an old Prowler 15, so it's a real rocker boat, not a real balanced boat. He just gets up a little bit. I've seen Wing get underneath him.
Yeah, it just throws him off it.
Yeah.
Flips the whole thing.
Yeah.
Good
and he just
times.
boom, he's back on. You know, he's fast as shit, but you know,
Dude, it happened 3 times. I lost a paddle. I had to get my spare paddle out. It was fucked up, man.
Lesnar taught me.
But I don't. That's not so much a paddle. Like the worst paddle.
That's why I
The
said
paddle across the bridge fucked me up.
Yep. For
And
2 weeks you
if
were-
I hadn't had that flared paddle, and dude, it took a cortisone shot.
Yeah.
That wasn't just 2 weeks.
Yep.
I hurt for 2 weeks and got a cortisone shot.
Yeah.
2 weeks and $1,200 bucks.
Wasn't 2 weeks in recovery. You went 2 weeks in.
Got a
Well,
shot,
no,
and then I waited for
I had
2 or
some-
3 weeks before I did anything. And I haven't fished with a flared paddle ever since. Fuck rolling my wrist.
Right.
Fuck the wind. I'll just paddle into it.
Yep.
I'll eat it.
And
And that's what killed me going on the eastern shore that day. Fuck that. I'll eat it.
Well, when I first started doing it, I got like tendonitis in my arm over that because I kind of was, I'd been in cycling so long. I approached it the same way, and my upper body wasn't used to that kind of endurance, So I'd go out and paddle for like 3 hours just hard,
Right.
And I was like, how's my
Well,
arm hurt so bad?
Rick would, because he was from biking too. When he first started paddling, he was sprint paddling.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus,
terrible, dude.
calm-
He just
slow down,
gone.
slow down.
We got a
Rick
long
would just
day.
leave. Rick would just leave
Yeah.
you.
We
He would
got a
just
long
be
day.
gone, man.
It's just because of biking. He's
Yeah,
downhill.
you're just like-
he would always just.
And I was
go
like, I'm
fast.
10 years younger than Kevin, and we start fishing, and I'm like, he's like, I'm slow, man, and I've never sped up.
Yeah.
He has a little bit.
Yeah,
You're 10 years younger than him?
Yeah.
12, 11? What are you gonna be 46?
46 this year.
So almost 13 years younger.
Yeah. But yeah. So I was thinking paddle wise, which you paddle like. My Florida, when I went through that, I was like falling asleep. I was like
Really?
Yeah, I was into like I didn't stop paddling until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Kevin paddled
went down a
straight
beach.
past Miami.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
That
went through
wanted
Miami.
nothing to do with Miami.
40 miles, just go. Just cruise through. Yep. Multiple times.
Inshore, offshore.
Inshore, all inside. All inside. Yep.
There's not.
You go from
There's
here
not
to there?
stops.
No, went from. Huh?
There's not stops.
Yeah. I stopped 3 times. I got out of my boat 3 times.
No. I mean, are there like you have to stop
No.
like locks or?
No. All intercoastal from.
Pretty much
I mean,
here.
our intercoastal has motherfucking train trestles and all that shit. I guess with a kayak you can just go under no matter what.
Yeah.
So like even when you're coming up the Chesapeake Albemarle Canal,
Right.
you didn't have to stop where the.
I didn't get.
where,
I went past the one by Currituck. I went up
the
Currituck.
trains still go up through that shit
Yeah.
though, right? You don't have to stop for any of that when the train bridges are down. You just
Yeah, I just wondered.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Some of that shit is low.
crazy.
You know what I mean? Like with the rivers that don't get high, some of that shit is low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if the train bridge is down,
Yeah.
I just don't know how low.
Well, I mean, it's an unnerving if you're doing like the river trips.
Well, 'cause these intercoastals
because
don't
like
get
you
hot.
can't you can't safely travel at night, so you've got to make it to your campsites.
Right.
And a lot of it's private property, so you got to make sure. You're
And that's why I
in the
knew I
right
could
place,
go.
the right
I
time.
knew this one is Miami. I just go into the night. There's gonna be lights. There's gonna be landmarks. I'm in a channel. I'm not gonna get lost. I
Right.
knew there was no way I was gonna get lost. All I just had to do is keep going north. And when I finally got tired, basically it was an empty lot. I mean, there's houses here. There's houses here. I just fucking.
Hit
Was
the-
I'm sleeping here.
Slept, yeah, basically in the marsh, and then just fucking got up right at sunrise and got out of there before anybody caught me.
Noticed,
And I was
right.
fucking gone, paddled again for another, until I got out of that. And then again, I slept in somebody's yard, an
Yeah.
empty lot. I've slept on people's docks.
I may have,
Again, getting caught in the night, paddling into, thinking I'm gonna get to one spot. I can get to this beach. I can get to this spot.
Right.
Fuck, current.
Right.
Wall. I guess I'm
Yeah.
sleeping on this thing, which was a cool night because I didn't even put my tent up. I just slept on their dock because I was so far out from the marsh. This is in Georgia.
You must be able to sleep any fucking where, dude.
Yeah.
Needs a hammock or a pillow.
yeah.
But see, it's a hammock thing. Everybody's,
Have
why
you
don't you
ever
do a hammock?
tried
I don't
that?
have any trees. I don't
Right,
care
yeah,
anywhere where there's
yeah.
trees.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for like river. And then let me tell you,
Sticks, son.
sometimes
You get
it
yourself
can be
them
good.
sticks.
But a lot of times, man, I have on those hands, but and I've tried it a couple times, and it's like sometimes you can't find trees in the right
Right,
length,
yeah.
distance apart. at all. You know?
When in my environment that I camp in, when there's trees, it's usually pines, and you don't want to be right under pines most of the time because they all grow with the bottom branches dying off and dropping during storms.
Well, if it's storming, you're gonna get pelted with pine cones.
No, but I've seen branches.
Be all like, what happened to
I've
you?
seen branches this thick and 6 feet long into the ground.
Dude, I've got 70-foot pines in my yard,
you see
and it's like,
yeah.
I mean, it's.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, ones this big around will be like just harpooned into the ground, you know.
Yep.
And that's, I mean,
That
that's
could be you.
all the time.
Like a baby whale.
And that's like in an environment that
I'm gonna protest that.
in the environment that I paddle, it's pine trees. Usually that pine trees tell me that there's sand.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for if there's a bunch.
I mean, it's that or live oak is like the only thing you'll see like down here or like Outer Banks or
in this Mid Atlantic marsh environment. And I'll be spending a lot of time in Everglades, but mangroves when I do this. When I start.
What are you doing?
I'm going to start in Florida Bay, and I'll probably do that in March. So I'll probably spend a little bit of March, the last half of March, there, so then start working my way up Florida and fishing with everybody.
So you're like the AT hiker of the water.
Yeah. Well, that's what Intercoastal is. That's what the Intercoastal is for a paddler. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna meet all of his homies.
Yeah.
He knows on
So-
Facebook.
so
People are
yeah.
gonna give them fucking food. This motherfucker's gonna rate 300 per pound.
and come back with more shit that he left.
Who said he's coming back? I mean,
Right.
Yeah. I'm just working my way back up
that
here.
could be
He's not gonna make it. He's like, dude, you gotta come meet me in South Carolina. I'm like, bro, you're not even gonna make it to South Carolina. Like, you're not gonna make it past South Florida. You're gonna be like, dude, this fucking is awesome.
Well, I tell you,
He loves it hot as shit.
Florida
That's
Bay
why-
too. Florida Bay, where it's like just flats and miles of flats and sight casting. And this is what's cool about doing this tour. I mean, when I did Florida before, that was 10 years ago. I'm way better of an angler now. Like worlds apart.
You're fucking washed up and old.
Yeah.
But shit is sold
Probably a much
out.
better paddler,
You're
too.
fucking. It's over, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
over.
but
Give it up.
the age thing. That's there.
Back in my day.
Back in
Get the hell with it.
Corey was like, dude, you're hard.
I know. I was like, dude, and I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah. This is exactly
he
what
was
this fucker
laughing.
would say.
Yeah, I like talked to Corey.
There was
so fucking weird, dude.
Corey.
It's awesome.
There's one guy I saw. Somebody sent me a picture of a guy who caught a oceanic puffer at HRBT, and the guy's post was, "I'm gonna send this in for a world record puffer." And I told the guy,
It's gonna be big.
I told the guy that's an oceanic. That's not a puffer. That's an oceanic puffer. That's not a
So
regular
rabbit
puffer.
fish,
Right.
whatever you want to call it. Like Google rabbit fish.
All I did, no, just oceanic puffer and puffer. It's two different.
Yeah, I mean,
Our
people call them rabbit
Who the
fish.
fuck calls them rabbit fish? I've never heard that.
It's-
I worked at a tackle shop.
You went to a tackle shop in Virginia.
Yeah, down.
Why do they call rabbit fish when it's a puffer? It's oceanic puffer.
Dude, they just.
Okay, that's some backwoods fucking dumb fucking nickname.
Now
for
you
it.
just
It's
offended like half of the
rockfish.
country.
Oh my
Rockfish.
God.
Rockfish.
Rockfish.
Dumb as fuck.
What?
It's a Maryland name. It's not even. It's Maryland name, or is it Virginia? Is it just Virginia? It's a regional name. I hate regional names. I'm all against regional names.
Every fish does have like 14 different
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
You know what a rockfish really is? It's a fish that lives out west in the Pacific. That's a rockfish.
Yeah.
Not a striped bass. It's not a rockfish. If anything's a
Like a
rockfish,
rockfish,
it's an
yeah.
oyster toad.
But can you clear up the difference between sand fleas and
But fuck, what was I saying? Before that.
I don't know, he was saying you were washed up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's what we were talking
No,
about.
oh yeah, no, the oceanic
Rabbit
puffer.
fish puffer. Eat a dick.
Oceanic puffer. That's oceanic puffer.
I mean, yeah.
But okay, so that guy sent me that, and I'm straightening. Listen, I'm straightening.
Delicious.
Look, I'm straightening him out so he can tell his friend. And all I could think was, I'm glad Lee didn't see this. I'm gonna send this into the Guinness Book of World Records. Lee would be all. Let me tell you something.
He was like, eat a dick.
So I was just laughing at that. But actually, you know, in the doing the
Just kind of
doing,
looking at a rabbit face.
It doesn't look like a fucking rabbit. I think
know,
the fins
dumb
look like
name.
rabbit ears.
Puppy drum.
Even though-
You looked after I was just making that up.
Not so much.
Oh, Lord.
And what was the other question on there? One was how far you get pulled. Farthest I've been pulled.
Yeah. How far have you been pulled?
The one red that did a straight line was the 51 incher that I caught when Gene was here, and it was two pilings, right? There's two pilings. I threw here. The pilings are here, right? The sets of pilings here. I threw to this
oh my
one.
God, he just moved the bridge. You see this, right?
Sets of pilings here. I threw
He's like,
here.
God.
Current's running
if
this
you
way.
will.
I hook him here, and he immediately goes around the front piling. So I like run to here. Now here's the other set of pilings. I run to here, get him, feel him out, and he's in between these two pilings.
I have no idea what's going on.
So I run. Yeah. Okay. Bridge. Piling. Sets of pilings. Right?
Sets of pilings.
Yeah. So
Here we
he
go,
goes.
the bridge is going
bridge
this
is
way.
Okay, so
Okay, so here's one set here, and I hooked him here, and he went around this way. So I paddle here, pick it up, realize he's over here. I paddle here. He's just sitting there, like sitting there. Like I'll paddle right over top of him, and I go, current's coming in this way.
Yeah, so
just starting the current.
Yeah.
So I go in and I like rear up on him again, and he goes, whoa, and he shoots, and he goes straight line the entire fight. The entire 6 minutes, I'm just riding out to the bay, and that was the furthest because when he finally comes up, he only turns when he starts coming up. So he starts to rise up. He just get that rise up. He starts to turn, and it's boom, it's done. He just boom. And I look over, I'm like, I felt like a fucking a mile away from the bridge. I mean, he just went straight line. Because most of the time, I've had him go far in a straight line, but usually it's a turn. And then another turn, and then it's usually done, right? And the one I'm having up right now, he did a turn and did another like half a fight, you know. But that was the one that went straight line the longest, and it was a beefy, young 51 incher. You know, one like a scrappy 51. He just fucking, it was cool. It was
Like
cool.
he had been eating good for
You
3
fish
years.
off. You fish offshore. How long or far have you fought a big fish?
In a kayak. This is in a
No,
kayak.
I'm just asking him.
It's probably not like 6-7 miles. I mean, not that
Right.
far.
Right.
But that doesn't take long for a tuna or something like that. That's not a humongous fight. I mean,
Right.
that'd be
Just the speed of it.
yeah. It
Yeah,
only
I
takes a few
mean-
minutes, and I mean, most of the time, if you're fishing like gear, you
You
kind of. I mean,
straight line.
I'm not gonna say that they've pulled it. Like we kind of keep the line tight and run the boat when they go. You know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different than with a kayak
Yeah,
because you're not.
No,
like,
I mean
running
you
the boat
actually
and
no.
going.
I mean it's actually if you're following the fish if you have the fish off the side corner, and you got the rod tight, and you're doing this with the fish, you're doing exactly what we do in the kayak.
Yeah, but
the
we have a
exact-
motor doing it.
Yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, but you can't pull.
They're
the
not
fish.
pulling a 22,000-pound boat. They're
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We're-
Yeah, I'm just what have you so you haven't chased a blue marlin like for 5 hours?
No, I'd never. I mean,
or hooked a bluefin tuna inshore like around the Chesapeake Lake Tower, and
Takes you out.
they go 5 or 6 fucking miles because
that's
it's not 50. It's 50 feet deep and not 50 fathoms deep. So
that's
instead of
where I
going
had
down,
my
they like
6-7 miles off of
Yeah.
Cape Henry. That's
yeah,
where I
okay.
did that.
I mean that's still a long way to fight a fish.
Especially when
like-
there's like 200 boats out there freaking
Dude,
trolling. We
that's-
gotta zig and
Yeah, I'm
zag.
saying it's
and-
not-
So
it's not at all.
I asked that
We
for
got
this
50
reason.
wides and we got
I have a
more
reason for
drag.
asking this.
All right.
So the bluefin that Matt caught, I've never had a fish fight forever. Like, and when I did, they were amberjacks and they fought straight up and down. And it was mothership trips. And those blackfin tuna fight straight up and down. They don't pull you anywhere except in circles. The bluefin tuna Matt caught, he hooked on the blue side of a blue-green line as we paddled away from the boat. As we had just reset back out, set all of our shit up, and reset back out, and we paddle away. And I see it just a bomb blow up as Rick and Matt are paddling away, and nothing comes tight. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck, God? And as soon as Matt turns around to look at me, I don't even know if he saw the bite. I don't even know if he had turned around that fast. Another one just a bomb. Like, looks like a bomb hit the
Crazy.
fucking
Yeah,
water.
when they come out.
And Matt's rod just trolling a ballyhoo next to the break, offshore in a kayak, and it's swimming. You know what I mean? Like, it just fucking blows up, and his rod is just, wah! The fish goes straight across into the green line. Well, we had all hooked fish all day, and they stayed into the blue water, and they were just getting cut off by other fish. I mean, you'd be tight, doing work, like feeling like 10 minutes. You feel like you're set in. Plink! What the fuck? Another fish just swim through your line. Well, this fish swam into the green water, and in an hour and a half, in a straight line, it went 3.5 miles. God knows. I've been paddled with him the whole time. God knows how much of this we did, because for a long time, we did big circles and the boats followed us. And then we did circles around the boat. And then we were doing circles next to the boat. You know what I mean?
Like in a 3.5 mile circle?
No. I mean,
distance for the kayak?
Straight line distance from where you hooked the fish to where you landed it was 3.5 miles.
Yeah.
The entire time.
That fish, yeah, they're fat.
I mean, the first 20 minutes, we thought we were going to get a gaff in it. Matt had it coming up to the boat, and I had got up in the boat, and the fish is coming up, like, oh shit, so I grabbed 2 gaffs, get back in my kayak, paddle over next to him. The fish comes
How
up to
big
the
was
top.
the fish?
167 pounds.
So you're going to gaff it from the kayak?
We were getting ready to, and then Kenny reaches out from
With
the
a hammer.
No, Kenny reaches out with like the fucking 90-foot gaff from the big kahuna and just snatches it, and before you can see anything, it's like over the side of the boat and in, and Kenny's like, yeah! And everybody on the boat is like, Scott up in the tower, the captain, is like jumping up and down. It's like the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. The most excited people I've ever seen.
You're lucky you didn't gaff it from the kayak.
It was dead.
Okay.
It was
As long
fucking...
as it was
dude,
dead.
you've been circling for an hour and a half.
Okay.
It would beat you to death if it weren't.
Dude.
I mean, I've gotten one that was
The thing about it is, if their head is above the water, you're fine. As long as their head's up, you're fine. Because his tail is out there in the kayak. You know what I mean? Like, if you've got his head, his tail's not anywhere near you. So,
Until it's
but also,
on the other side of you.
when we were commercial
you
fishing,
gotta
when I went
watch
commercial
Pacific
fishing this
Warriors.
year, I stuck one.
Right.
Because we were stick gaffing these commercial tunas this year off on the Finnegan, and I stuck one that was like swimming in a circle still. Instead of like stuck its head out, I reached down like 8-10 inches below the surface and stick a gaff to this thing, and it just keeps going, and as I'm coming up like this, the gaff finally hits the transom and the fish stops. You know what I mean? Like, everything becomes solid, but I was getting ready to go for a ride. This thing was like, you gotta stick them with their head above the water if you're gonna do that route.
Yeah.
Their head's gotta be out. They can't be swimming. This thing was still swimming, and I put a gaff in it and it's like, lift it up. My feet are coming up. I'm like, oh shit.
You ready?
We were in Mexico marlin fishing, and it was a black marlin. It was only like 250, 300 pounds. And we got him up at the boat. I got his bill in one hand, and I'm taking the hook out of his mouth, getting ready to let him go. And the mate puts a freaking gaff into his back, right underneath his fin. And like, the fish wakes up. I mean, it was a 30-minute fight. Like, the fish swam to the boat, looked at me, was like,
he's killing this thing.
Can you take the hook out of my mouth so I can swim away? Like, that type of thing.
Right. What's up? We had our fun. This is what we do out here.
Yeah. And the mate puts a gaff in him, dude.
Thanks for the big
And
meat.
he goes,
He wakes up, that fish goes straight up in the air. I had his bill. I mean, I was surprised with what control you could have. I did like this, and he flipped up over me, landed in the boat, and I mean, there's a 250-pound marlin that hasn't even fought yet, sitting in the boat. Dude, it sucks.
yeah, we're in danger.
I watched Cobia.
I mean, he just right over my head. I mean, 250 pounds.
I've got Cobia, put them in a boat, and watch their tails swing, and not like those under the gunnel rod holders. Just knock the handle right off a fucking reel. Just bam! It hits the other side of the fucking boat, and you're like, Whoa.
This was like a 250-pound live fish.
Yeah, I mean,
jumping in the boat and moving like it
I
was.
mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, even a cobia just
You can't-
would hit a reel handle. I mean, you could get killed by some shit like this.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I had the bill in my hand, and I didn't want to let go of the bill because I didn't want to get hit by it. Like,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Hang on for dear life.
Yeah, you just hold on to it
I might
while it's
die now.
When it
vibrating.
landed, did you stay held on to it?
Oh, dude, the whole time until they clubbed it.
So he put a gaff in it anyway. They were killing this thing.
Yeah, they took a flying gaff and put it in. I should have just let go because it was a flying gaff. We could have hit the gas and killed it. I mean,
Right.
But instead, I held on and, like, when it jumped, I, like, threw it over my shoulder kind of as he was in the
I
air.
hope you went, arrgh.
No, I went holy fuck. The video is very verbal
I sling Marlin.
with me, yeah.
Oh, Marlin, mate.
My dad was right over my shoulder, and I threw it, like, it was going right on him, and I was like, I don't know, what do you do? I'm not gonna let go of its head. I know that. Like,
I was fishing
No,
for
God,
one
no.
day. I was fishing for
That's the
Kobe
bad
and
part.
Louis one day.
yeah, that's
with
the
this
bad
chick.
part.
It was a buddy of mine and his girlfriend, and we go out to the buoys, and we get the first buoy came across. I thought she was gonna fight the fish, so I hooked the fish, and I tried to give her. She's like, no. Okay, so he takes the rod. I mean, it's his boat, whatever. He takes the rod. He starts reeling this thing in, and I go to gap this. I'm like, watch out! I'm getting ready to. I put the gaff in the fish and start coming over the side, and she runs
Underneath you.
my hands
Oh, God.
with a fish on a gaff on the other side of it,
Ugh.
and goes to the back of the boat as I like throw this thing in the into the bow, and it hits the deck, and I just dropped the gaff, and I was like, oh my god,
It was died.
oh my god. That was the sketchiest thing I've ever seen. Like, why the fuck would you even think that was a good idea?
That was more
I
sketchy
stick
than
a
Rob
fish
showing
and
trying to
I'm-
pull that shark in his kayak.
I'm pulling it over, and she runs under my arms. Ugh. That could have gotten really ugly really fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you
I've seen
cover all
somebody
the
step on a gaff
Yeah.
before.
Gear question. About what kind of gear do we use? What's the best for saltwater?
I use a lot of Shimano and Daiwa reels.
Same here.
Shimano and
That's the
Daiwa.
same here. I mean Shimano and Daiwa.
And if you spend less than $120 or $30 on it, don't expect it to last.
Right.
like,
I get those,
yeah.
in that range. I don't go in the $400 range.
Right. I don't
$120.
have any super high end tackles.
Yeah, it's that mid-range good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say what works good both for saltwater or fresh. It's just got a deeper spool, so you pay a little more for line. But the Cronart, because it's small enough size, it's perfect for freshwater too. But it's powerful enough for saltwater for most stuff. You know what I mean?
I have
Bigger
really
stuff.
good luck
I've
with
got Daiwa
Pacificas.
Lunas for bigger
got
saltwater,
offshore
like the
stuff.
round old
Huh?
school
I
style.
got offshore
You got offshore
stuff.
shit?
$200 would be like a rod, maybe.
Y'all starting a conversation over there.
No.
It's like I have,
It is.
I have
Offshore
offshore
tackle is like
stuff.
$200
so it's
is a
like
rod.
like $200 might be a rod.
Yeah.
That real. It's
You could buy
stupid.
billfish or
Like
stuff.
I could get some line. I mean, it really is retarded how much it costs to fish offshore. I mean, it's
Jay's
horrible.
finding
Just
out
fuel,
right now.
dude.
Well, dude,
Mainly.
No, I mean you can get
fishing
5
line's
buddies.
expensive.
Yeah,
Fishing
you can
line's
get 5
expensive
buddies
when
to pay
you're
for
going
fuel.
offshore.
Right.
You can get 5 buddies
That's
to pay
no
for fuel.
biggie.
It's
It's
just the gear itself.
Dude, it's the gear
Yeah.
itself, and Jay's finding that out now. He bought 4 reels for almost $2,000.
Yeah.
Like, but he bought nice
that's
reels.
not that bad.
They were like 30 narrows for white marlin fishing.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah,
Oh my
like but the Apex ones, they're fucking super nice, man. They feel
Yeah.
super smooth and super. I mean,
The thing is, they'll last for 10,
right? Oh
15
yeah,
years.
and they'll last
I
a
mean,
long
they won't last,
forever.
I mean, yeah, you can get them rebuilt, but at the
They
same
can't- they
time,
warranty the shit. out of them.
yeah, at the same time, eventually you're gonna buy new stuff because there's new stuff coming out all the time.
The
That's
other
what
stuff,
sucks
the
about
bigger stuff,
expensive
though, the
fishing
bigger
gear
stuff is just so much more expensive. We're looking at like TLD stuff, TLD
Yeah.
50s, and like
Shimano makes some killer stuff. The 70s, the Pin 70s they got, You can stand
Shimano
up
doesn't
or
make Penn 70s.
yeah, I'm saying the 70 pins are pretty sweet. That's
I watched one of those go to the gold, and then we finally had her turned around, and she shook her head 4 times and was gone. It was the day the Belladonna broke the state record bluefin out of Virginia Beach, but we fished out of Oregon Inlet. We were about 2 miles from them.
there was some
Dumped
big
to
fish
70.
out that
Dude,
time of
it
year.
fucking dumped to 70.
Yeah.
We got down to seeing gold, and we had her turned around, man, and I was turning on the reel, and you just feel the rod bump 4 times, and it just comes up, and I was like, that fish is gone. I mean, 3 of us cranked the 70 wide back full as fast as we could, just switching out as fast as you could reel it, just to make sure the fish wasn't swimming straight at us, but it was gone.
Yeah.
You got to make sure, but boat driving straight forward, 3 people cranking as fast as you can fucking go. Yep. 70 ain't all you need.
No, it's a good reel offshore though. You can still
Yeah.
white marlin fish with it. You can use it for tuna. Sometimes you
I
gotta
like the
face
white marlin
fight
fish. I got some
chair
TLD
to the
15s we're
side
gonna white
instead of
marlin
the back.
fish.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's more fun.
Did you
Yeah.
get another? I thought he sold his boat.
He bought a
Different one.
27 open contender, 27 open or tournament, whichever one was actually 30-foot
Right.
contender.
What do you have before?
20-foot Cancraft.
That's a
Challenger.
big step up.
Yeah.
They'll fish a little better.
Huh?
They'll fish a little better.
Yeah. The contender's a big. There's a lot of bow on that thing.
Yeah. My buddy had one. He had a 31.
Yeah. I used to fish a lot on Jimmy's 31 Cape Horn.
Okay.
I think it was sick.
As long as it-
50 miles an hour from the light tower coming in one day. That was the only day ever, once, when it was that calm. But we both. He had to go to his son's baseball practice, and I had some shit to do. And he's like, just pushes it. It's too fast.
54 is too fast?
50 was too fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's too fast. I was like, fuck, dude, this is crazy. I mean, like,
So you've seen the
I've been 70 in a bass boat on a lake, and I didn't ever want to do that again. And then I did 50 on the ocean coming in from the light tower, and that was enough. Fuck that, dude. That's
dude,
fast.
so if you go 70, it's only an hour to get to the canyon.
Right.
So you can leave at like 10 in the morning and get back at 2 in the afternoon.
Right.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I used to get to play with yellowfins. And that's how they run. I mean, the faster you go, the better. Like 3-foot seas, you can run 50 and it's like a little bit of a slap. But you just gun it.
If you run
and-
30, it's...
Oh, if you run 30, you might as well just have a different boat.
Right.
I mean, it's not designed to go 30. You gotta get up on the steps and run it. But yeah, you can. I've gone offshore and left at like 10 in the morning and been back at 2 with Wahoo and stuff. I mean, that's the way to do it. You don't have any run time. 45 minutes, an hour laying in a beanbag asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, like you're like kayaking. I mean,
Well,
you can put your kayak in the boat. We could
I
drop you
think-
off and put like
He's
some
not
sort
into
of,
that. If he wants to go boat fishing, he does want to go, and we'll get him on a trip one day where he wants to see the drum in
And
the
open.
acres.
And open.
Right.
Something I'm not going to see that.
Dude, 'cause sometimes you see more than one school.
Just gotta paddle for it.
Sometimes you're out there and you see more than one. From a distance, you can see more than one school.
I'll tell you what's discouraging is going out there in the Kodiak
Rick-
Downs with all those tower boats.
Did you
And-
talk to Rick?
No. Hold on. And only knowing that you can only see this far, and those guys are seeing like you're from a bridge.
Right.
I mean, it was discouraging as shit. I was like, what? Me and McGrouse, we were on the other side off the Cape Charles, and we were like, we can't even go out there, man. They're going around. They're seeing everything. How do you even go out there? And
When they get super thick and you see them stopped everywhere, then that's when you
that's
got a
when,
chance.
that's right. That is. That really is.
When you see them stop everywhere, that's when you got a
because
chance.
otherwise it's just yeah. But there's
Rick found the mobs today.
reds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He found them today off of Sandbridge.
Out
He
there.
said he got to see a school today off
Cool.
Sandbridge. He got on a school today off Sandbridge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't ask him how many he caught. Maybe he caught one. I don't know how many he caught. But he said he got on a school of drum today off Sandbridge. So he saw the
Right.
Right.
that dude. You just when they're in 30 or 40 foot of water and you see them, you see a number of fish on top, and you can only imagine what's underneath them. It's fucking incredible. It's as red as you could. I saw 2 schools at the same time one day from Brian's boat, and they both were like an acre. And you could just, like, you look out of the tower and you're like, should you go this way or that?
Right.
There they are.
Yeah, because even
There's no clouds in the sky, and it's just a big, giant, like, sandy except red looking,
Right,
like, different colored water. You know what I mean? You can obviously tell it's a giant school, and you're like, dude, that's drum. That's not bait fish. That's fucking drum. You can see them from like 3/4 of a mile away. I mean,
Right.
you put it on plane to get to them. Insane numbers of fish, and it just gets better every year.
Yeah.
Now it seems like, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah.
I mean, 5 years ago it seemed like it was not that great.
Yeah, it was still good.
Wasn't?
Yeah. We weren't as good at it. You know, we get better and better every year.
Right,
Actually,
right.
about 5 years, it was about, at 3 years
You
ago,
got
it was
more
when I-
people fishing around now, and you got people that are looking
getting
around and
bigger.
seeing them, and the drum are getting bigger.
For sure.
If you can't keep a big drum, you're not going to hurt their population.
Yeah.
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 If you can't kill a breeder, you're not going to hurt the population.
Yeah. And that's, there's proof in the pudding on that with the Reds, because there's a lot.
Well, that's what I
of
mean. It
things.
seems like it's gotten, you see more and more, and there's just more
Reds
to
are
be
next.
caught. You know,
What do you mean?
Hold
That's
on.
the next
With the 2
double-
conversations going on. Stop it.
Look, Reds are next
We-
on the population, like on the fishery stuff. Reds are next. I mean, they're even saying that spotter overfished.
Spot
Yeah.
overfished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it hasn't been spot lately.
No,
Yeah.
dude, last year was insane.
With the big ones?
The numbers of spot last year was
Did
crazy.
you catch little ones?
No, I mean, I never tried
That's
to
the
catch that
problem.
ones.
Ah.
Everybody
Yeah, but
tries
the
to
only
catch
time
little ones.
only time I catch ones like that are when I'm back here, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm actually targeting them. I'm never gonna catch them when I'm looking for little reds back there.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the problem is the way that the fishery surveys are set up.
Right.
It doesn't show us catching any little ones, and it skews all the data and it makes it look bad. And
Yeah.
the whole system it's bad. I mean, when they started saying spotter and messed up,
Yeah.
and now they're I mean spot like
Yeah.
what the
Double their population over 14 years and has never had
Who
any
even-
regulations on them and is
who
still
even-
a staple of the bay.
yeah.
Spot
Well, just
program.
wait
Yeah.
because they probably need their own stock assessment.
Yeah. Well, they're
Like it's-
regulated in Maryland,
Yeah.
or Croker are.
Yeah,
And
no,
size
they will be.
limits.
They will be. And then, flounder, they're going to see a 30% cut in that.
The croaker iron is prevalent this year in inshore, not even close to what they were 2 years ago.
Croakers are weird. Where are they? If they're catching big croakers somewhere, that's good. But croakers are not the same size they were 10 years ago.
Don't say that out loud. Start regulating.
But the reds are getting bigger. I mean, we used to be one of us would catch, 2008 like
48 or 49 incher was
and a 50
giant.
and a 50 incher was one
Now
of us.
it's
Well,
crazy.
one of us would catch a 50 incher. Now each one of us catches at least one 50 incher.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's, we
Right.
just the drum are crazy.
Yeah.
There's so fucking many of them.
And the beginning of the
It's because we can't keep them.
I
Yep,
love it.
Exactly.
It's
The beginning-
fantastic. Let
I
it
mean,
keep
you
going.
can keep the puppy drum.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm gonna keep that. Like, just let them
I
swim. You know they're
dude.
gonna get to be these big, giant 50-inch fish.
Like I like you being able to keep the puppy drum because obviously it doesn't hurt.
Tastes good, too.
As long as you don't touch the breeders, it doesn't seem to fucking matter because the regulations have stopped you from keeping breeders and allowed you to keep smaller fish, and the population it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Eventually, it'll reach a peak where you have fish where you're gonna have fish, but the fucking things are showing up like strong in Delaware Bay. They caught a few in Jamaica Bay this summer.
High 20s, 30 inch reds.
I thought they caught a big one in Jamaica Bay.
No, I didn't look I didn't see that.
I thought there was 2 big ones in
No, they
Jamaica
look like 30
Bay,
inches.
like
No,
40
no.
inches.
Those look like 28, 40, 28 to 30 inches. High 20s and 30s. They weren't. They weren't this. They were like this.
Still,
Yeah. It's
the range is getting
But
bigger.
that's what I said when I went on my bay tour. I saw that, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's all the doom and gloom. I was like, I'm seeing lots of positive shit on this tour, and this is me just paddling and talking to people.
Right.
That was my research.
There's a lot of positive stuff happening though. Like
Yeah.
I mean, we just did the forage fish amendment and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening that's great. Like, I mean, it's like monumental. Like on the whole East Coast, the Mid Atlantic's the one that does the forage fish
Right.
for everybody to follow. Like that's big. It's not like
Okay, the
a
bay.
small thing. Well, we have the bay, but they're not even the Mid Atlantic Mid Atlantic Management Fishery Council. They're not looking at the bay. They're looking 3 miles out. The ASMFCs who we have to deal with for the bay, but they're willing to put their foot down and say, hey, like the bay anchovy, we got to protect that. And ASMFC is going to have to follow in behind that and back it up. There's no.
Those are the silver sides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're saying like we don't want the reduction fleet to open up to anything they can hit.
Right.
That's what this amendment did, and it's pretty cool. I mean, the way they did it, it's all. The problem is it's all frameworkable, so you don't have to make an amendment to do it. An amendment takes like 4 years.
Yeah, right.
Framework takes like 6 months.
Yeah.
So they can change everything about it. So that part kind of sucks, but at least they did something. I mean, it shows some gumption.
So it's just protecting the silver sides right now?
No, 57 species.
Right. You say
Like
they can't just go after
squid,
everything.
Yeah. There's no any fish under an inch is protected. Any of the small, anything mollusk, anything like that under an inch protected. And then there's like another 17, 20 species. So they can't open up. Even the tinker mackerel are protected,
Nice.
which is pretty cool. So they can't open
Tinker
up a fishery
Tinker.
on that. Well, no, they can't open up a bigger fishery on
They're
it.
closing Tinkertown.
Yeah, they're closing. Tinkertown.
Hashtag close Tinkertown.
But it's
Randy
pretty
Butler's
cool.
getting ready to blow your house apart. Don't get bombed by some millionaire, bro.
But on the big reds, I mean, right at the beginning of the season, like right here at the beginning of September, that's when I usually see like the big ones, the nice.
Right.
Well, they're the whole fall season.
Females, though, right? Yeah.
The whole fall
Yeah,
season's good.
it's getting ready to start happening.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
probably is
yeah.
happening.
Well, I flounder fish.
Slow.
I flounder fish there the other day, and the whole time I'm going, all right, can this rod handle a red?
Right.
A flounder rod. This is a flounder gig. This whole flounder gig set up here. What's going to happen here?
And so
Right.
when the first time he goes out to target them,
Yeah.
tight.
September, right at the beginning. As soon as I hear any inkling of them starting to catch them really hard, well, they've already started catching them at third and fourth. That's why it's not far away. But anytime, if
Anybody that says they're catching them to the third and fourth, though, if they're not actually fishing around the third and fourth,
Right.
can be seeing the schools
Yes.
out in the open,
Right.
inside,
And that's also, I
inside
think
or
that-
outside of the bay, around the third and fourth, and that's like
why-
an amazing traveling ground for these
Right.
things, and that's generally where
that's
these
why-
giant schools are.
And that's why I'm also not putting I'm going hunting for them, gets to a third. No, I'm waiting for them to come down and start to get
Yeah.
Once it's, and I'm going to do this in the video.
We're gonna stack them up at the ODU Reef.
Yeah.
Fucking
What would-
stack them up this year.
What I'm going to do
Like,
in this
I'm
video-
bringing them all in.
What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about how what do you look for? I mean, what I look for is I'm looking for those, as soon as a spot and the croaker nets are out there, that's what the reds are there for. So that's, boom, it's time. You see those guys put them out there off of Chicks Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definite. You're already maybe a week late.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And we go at the beginning. We go right out to the island, because they're coming down. It seems like that. We can caught them inside, but it's also easier if you got a day where you can't go out to the first island to do it.
I'm gonna fish the first. I'm gonna fish the ODU Reef this year.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
catch them
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Dude, it's right around Thimble Shoal.
No, it's completely possible. I mean, Harry did it.
Yeah.
Harry's catching them there, and that's where you have that fucking
Shark.
tiger shark eat one.
Chalk.
Huh.
I'll catch me a chalk.
ODU Reef.
I hate shark fishing. I fucking hate shark. I like sharks. I hate catching a shark.
Right.
Hate it. I just don't. I have no interest in it whatsoever. They don't stop. They go crazy.
Well,
They're unpredictable.
That's another one
They
thing.
can,
I want
fuck
one in
some,
the bag.
they can fuck some shit up. Like, I have no
You don't want
interest
them
in
in
it
the
bag.
whatsoever.
That's another one.
The Makos,
That's
shoot
no-
them over the side.
That's another one with the body
Bang,
type.
bang.
That's another fight with, you can look at the body type because sharks are real loose.
Yeah.
Right? So they don't fight like, "Rrrr," they fight weird and wobbly, and I might run
And then they
stop
want to
them.
act like they're dead.
Right.
That's what I was about to
And-
say. It might be dead next to the boat, and then you get it in the boat, and all of a sudden it's thrashing around. It's got big ass teeth. Like I said, I don't like them
And
in the
they'll
boat.
purposely bite at you. That's the difference with them
Yeah,
and
I
some
don't
other
like-
fish.
I don't
Like a
like-
triggerfish.
A triggerfish will.
A triggerfish will try and
Fuck yeah,
fuck
they'll
you
bite
up. Don't get hit by a
Showing
triggerfish,
you.
yo. They take pieces.
What
They
about-
don't like bite. They take
Chuck.
pieces.
They're like parrots. They got little beaks.
Yeah.
One of my
They take
old,
pieces.
when I was doing the GoPro videos, I released one and it turned
Yeah,
and
that's
snapped my
what
finger. And I released one. I was letting the water. I released it and he went snap.
He's
I'm like,
like-
motherfucker.
He's like, fuck
Dude, you
buddy.
can hear them fuckers. You can fucking hear them.
Yeah, I got him on a video on DVD. Snap, snap, snap.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that dumbass shit, man. Stop.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah. It was-
I've seen a guy hit one with the spear and had to come.
Dude, that
down
picture of
the
me
Red
with the
Sea.
sheep's head in the kayak when both of my feet are in my seat and my hands are on the side of the kayak and I'm just looking at it, that shit is real life. Like, fuck those things, dude. That thing flinched and I jumped. Like, to straight feet in the seat, hands on the side of the kayak, and I'm like this, looking at it. Kevin got a picture of it. Fuck those things,
Get out of
man.
the way from me.
Those fish that have big spines and teeth like that.
I got
They may not
spadefish.
show you.
I got a spadefish splinter right now.
Dude, Roger had a sheep's head spine removed surgically
Yeah, that was a
6
big deal.
months later out of his fucking lip.
Oh, we didn't know it was in there?
I mean, he knew it was in there, but it just got bad and then it got worse and they had to go get it taken out.
Yeah. I'm imagining it
Eventually,
hurt the
that's
whole
gonna have
time.
to come out. Yeah.
Walking, trying to walk. Yeah.
Went through his croc.
Ugh.
Straight through croc, son. Sheep's head. Stab.
It's probably just
Got-
inside. You know.
Right.
It just broke off inside, just like this is. This is inside. Like
Right,
a little
right.
piece of a tip, you know,
Tip-
the
tip-
dorsal, not.
Yeah,
not
they have to take that out.
Yeah, he's probably gonna
It's in there.
No, he's dead.
It's in there.
Yeah, he probably got blood poisoning.
He's gonna take his fucking hand off.
Whenever I get a
You're
cut,
right-handed, bro.
whenever I get a cut, I get infected and it goes away in 3 days.
No more strings.
Completely,
Yeah.
No
completely
strings
like
ever.
That's it, salt
Hand
water
off.
rings.
Cut his hand off. No strings ever again.
I'm flexible enough I can use my foot.
That really feels strange.
Yeah.
You don't have to switch hands.
It's like, sorry.
I've learned how to use the mouse right-handed, left-handed. It's weird as fuck, but it can be done.
Oh my god.
There's
Hashtag that ring girl though.
Shit. That ring, I follow her on Instagram. Okay, fucking hot girls got to stop fucking posting all this like motivational shit or trying to be like, I'm a lion. And bitch, you're just fucking hot as fuck. Rich as fuck. Got a rich as fuck boyfriend. Shut the fuck up with all this like fucking
Hallmark post.
Yeah, stop. Just be hot, please. Just be hot. Just be hot.
Don't
That's
talk.
enough.
All your uplifting posts
Shit's
don't
enough.
make me forget about the whore you were in high school. Right?
Yeah, girl's incredible, but I follow her and I'm like, stop talking! Just stop talking!
Let me adjust the camera.
Yeah,
So
turn
we're gonna
around.
fucking pee again? Jesus
I'm going to
Christ.
visit the unicorn.
9:30.
What time is it? I mean, we're done. Just hold on. Come back.
9:30.
We'll wrap it up. Come back and we'll wrap it up.
But can you hold it for another couple minutes?
That's what she
So I'm
said.
like,
No.
That's what
It's
she
your
said.
job at
That's
this
what she
point.
said.
I'm half your age and I have to pee.
You're requesting, so it's kind of your job. You gotta hold it for the next couple
No.
minutes.
See?
Sorry, buddy. I don't mean to let you down.
Alright, we're friends.
So fuck, I guess we're wrapping it up. What time? Is it
Yeah.
9:30?
Yeah, it's 9:30.
Yeah, we've been on long enough.
Hours out?
You know, right about this time is when it starts getting funny. It gets, you know, goofy, but whatever. We're good.
Yeah,
It's been
whatever.
late.
I'm gay.
Nah, it's late. I gotta work tomorrow anyway, so.
Oh, yeah. I think too.
What is happening to work tomorrow? You don't have to work tomorrow.
Farmers
You
market.
heard of the farmers market on Shore Drive?
Jump,
You heard of the farmers market on Shore Drive?
No,
No.
East
no,
He's just showing up.
No, Crocs. Crocs. Old Beach.
I haven't been over
Don't be
there. I
smart.
might. You might see me
You should
tomorrow
come check
morning.
it out.
You might see me.
It starts
Talk
at
about is it hot?
8 to 12.
Talk about is it hot?
No, either like
Well,
10 and
Vermont.
You
11.
can come squirt, use the squirt bottles and blast it all over yourself. Like
No, I'm getting your
That's
damn
awesome.
your
That's the
tablecloth.
shit you learn when you're like 6. Keep squeezing the ketchup bottle, you know it's gonna happen, right? I watch adults do it every week.
He gets so mad. It's only fun. Like to me, it's. I used to have my booth set up when I had my booth at the farmers market. I was next to him, so I'd see it. Like somebody could buy a burrito, and they'd be like, "Hey, can I use your hot sauce on my burrito?" Like, and it was just like the most like
Blatant.
And
All the
people sit
time,
there and
yeah.
talk to them for like 10, 15 minutes and then just walk away.
Or then they want to, like, they feel like it's more polite to take a card. I'm like, okay, cool, you stood here and cost me 11 cents.
Yeah. And is it hot? Is it hot?
Is it hot?
Like
Is it
so
hot?
many
Like, don't
people.
take that card and just chuck it in the floorboard of your car. Because I know nobody calls back for hot sauce orders.
Who the fuck's gonna call you for hot
I mean,
sauce?
that's for, like, people that become vendors.
If you want to buy a
really.
car, like,
Right.
you might call
Or
you.
if if it's like a store that's gonna buy
Yeah.
cases to sell, that's
Then it's worth 11 cents.
that's right. But
Yeah,
the
one
gratuitous.
person.
Oh well, I'll get back to you.
I'm actually surprised
That's
when you get a
farmers
card now. I'm like, okay. Just fucking follow me on Facebook. Just follow me there. Just
Well, and a lot of people
remind me of something there.
A lot. I'm always like puzzled by people that you're not talking about business with, and yet someone will hand you a card, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't really looking for a lawyer.
Yeah, right. yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I just
Like,
figured you
oh.
didn't need
I just
one.
feel confused now.
Is that what I do to people?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
I offended you.
Yeah, I didn't mean to be an asshole. Was
Well, I mean,
just
as
handing you a
politely as
card.
possible. Eat a dick.
Right, you don't want to be mean when you do that.
Now my feelings are hurt.
My feelings
I had
are
one
hurt.
feeling left.
It's over now. Just look at the unicorn.
It's a unicorn.
Right.
Blue unicorn.
Is it a unicorn? I
It
guess
is.
it's only
It
seen
is.
it.
Goddamn right, it's a
It
unicorn.
is.
Man, that is like a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had it. I've had it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
now it's mine. That's what I inherited from Kevin.
He's not dead yet.
Yeah, we were talking about
Yeah,
that
well.
today. Who's gonna get all your stuff if you die on this tour?
What was that shit we were supposed to talk about that I was supposed to remind you about? Did we get
Oh,
to
the
that?
PETA stuff. I might just do this at home. I'm going to respond to the PETA video. I want to go over it. I want to go. I'm going to go
How bad do
over
you
it.
have to pee?
I want to go over it. I want to go over
Depends if you're
it
gonna-
sentence by sentence. I'm gonna do this at home by myself. I'm gonna go on a rant by myself because you're also going to be surprised that I'm also a lot with this stuff. I'm even deeper than that stuff. I'll even go further along.
Fish.
I'll either go further
Oh,
along.
gaff right
I mean, if you're gonna eat it,
But there's
No,
also
no,
there's
either.
okay. Well, today I saw a
let's
guy.
get into it.
Just
Let's do this.
just a little bit. But today I saw a
I'm gonna
guy.
get beer and pee then.
I gotta pee real bad too.
This will be quick because I'll touch it and then
It's
we'll
like
hit it
this
later.
fucking entire
Well,
sex
That's
life.
what I've said that
He
before.
just said he's gonna
I've said that
touch it.
immediately.
Right. I'm ready. Whatever.
There was a
I
guy.
don't know what's going on, but I gotta.
There's a Facebook posted in a video of and I couldn't find it to respond to it, but the guy he was praying over his cobia he caught, right, and because he was gonna kill it, so he was praying, and I do that too. And I think there's something to that when you're killing an animal. If you look at it as an animal that's equal to you, it's not, and that's the way I look at it. And this is where I was going to go with this. The PETA stuff is still touching a little bit. We can go deeper into it. Still be responsible as anglers. And still be as anglers because
That's ridiculous.
I know y'all. Yeah. But
It's talking really
that's why
fast.
because I'm trying to wrap it up because all you fuckers gotta pee, and I'm
His
gonna talk
eyes
about
are
this one
turning
anyway.
yellow.
But the guy today, so I was gonna respond to it, but the thing that got me on the post that
Shane would love it if you peed on the desk.
And just whack all
Pretend the
that.
desk is Shane. Pretend the desk is Shane.
It's a desk up shame.
Oh, give me
Shane,
the-
this is you.
I'll give you the sign he signed. I'll give it to you.
How did he
You can read it.
sign the sign, but then not be here? Making it
He's a
taking it
fucking
longer.
pussy. He's scared to death.
He won't, I know it's crazy. It's the craziest thing.
He signed it.
He doesn't want to come in.
We got to go to his house. We need to
You gotta bring the podcast
to
outside. This is
Dude,
the
I
whole
just showed up one day.
Dude,
Dude, me and Jay rolled up on him one day, just barged in his fucking house with Megan.
We're gonna do it with the fucking cameras and do a podcast with us.
Yeah, you just got to
Totally
bust
do it.
in there.
There's
And
no
do it.
problem. We can take this anywhere.
He's one of the 2 people watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So-
so fucking, he's already like jerked off like 7 times to this shit. He loves your hair.
You gotta pee. So I was agreeing. I was
I
going
got you,
to agree with this guy where the way the sacrament,
His respect
respect and the sacrament of the life. And but what got me and what threw me off was he said he spent an hour and a half fighting a 55-pound cobia. What? I was like, really loving what he was writing. I was like, what? Why did? So you killed him before he even got in your boat?
Like an hour before he got that fish is dead.
55 pounds. So that was.
Yeah, well,
I
51
love-
dragging him.
Yeah, I don't know. But I was, all the only
Yeah.
video was-
That's
That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
But again,
Ultra.
I commented on
2
that
pound test.
shit. Like when he originally posted that, I commented on it. And I was like, how did that happen? Like, dude, I caught a 60-pounder in about 8 minutes.
Right.
And he's like, did you do that on a kayak? I was like, yeah. You just fucking tighten up on
But-
him and let him know you ain't giving up.
The,
Fuck that.
the thing is also his video. See, I can understand if you don't, because before we videotaped, we thought our fights were 10 to 15 minutes. And then once we started filming and got actual time, we're like, this is 6 minutes long. And
Right.
and now I'm impatient at 3.
Right.
Right.
I'm like, God damn, this is taking forever.
Right, I haven't seen no splashing yet. Get this thing near you. Do
Yeah,
something.
3 minutes in, right? So I can understand it feeling like 15 minutes, really, because if you don't know how long, it feels like 15 minutes.
But he filmed it.
I guess he had the
Yeah,
he had
it's an
footage.
hour and a half film. What? How?
Maybe he didn't film the whole thing. Maybe he only filmed the landing. I don't know, but hour and a half. That's not even like possible.
How would you do that? I mean, do you just like
Light
you
tackle, I
couldn't
guess. I
free
don't know.
school it because of it?
Super light tackle and just
Just barely keeping tension on
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
It's like do you chase it with the boat?
yeah.
Like,
Maybe I can't tell if
Big
he had a
bullshit
Hobie
on
or
a
not.
kayak.
Maybe he had a Hobie. I couldn't tell from the shot. It was
it was
like,
probably a
that worked.
Hobie with fucking pedals.
And
probably
if
what
that's
was.
it.
So she can go fast.
Like all of my kayak fishing techniques and everything I love about kayak fishing goes out the window as soon as you start pedaling. I can't watch a video. I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna get pulled around. Oh God, dude. Sorry, I don't care. I can't. Even if you're a friend of mine, as soon as you start kicking, it throws off the whole fight. And now I'm not watching a kayak fight anymore, and I love the kayak fight. I love it. But and as soon as you start, you're following a fish. You're not doing what we do. What's awesome about what we do, and what I love about what we do,
Right,
getting
right.
pulled in this. We've developing the techniques because we filmed ourselves.
Right.
Now we're literally riding raining fish.
Most of the time, these drum are 7 feet in front of the boat or less.
Yeah, they never get real
Right
far out.
fucking there, man. We're just
Yeah,
like a
I
rodeo.
want to get there. I'm gonna flip a boat over in the heartbeat.
no drag control.
Nah, I'm
Drag.
horrible with drag. Like the
That's what
drag
it's
has
at.
to be
And
set before,
the most important thing is
before I
look.
touch the rod, or I need I need to set it.
Well, make
I'm one
sure
of
you
those
do it.
people. I will reach up.
Touch it down.
Fatal flaw.
Yeah, too far.
I'll be fighting a fish. And I'm like, oh, I get a little, and then snap.
And
Like
it's not
I piss
snapping.
people off.
You
Well, yeah,
know
it's not
on
snapping,
the
it's going
kayak,
back.
you flip over. Yeah, which is probably what I need to teach me my lesson. Honestly,
What it is is also
let me
getting-
lose one of my rods.
don't get a reel that's over 20 pounds of drag. Because over 20 pounds is where you get over. You get to that feeling of going over.
I probably just need to do it and just fuck up royally.
Larry,
once,
man, I was so
I learn
impressed.
my lesson.
I was so impressed with
Well,
Larry's.
set it on the lighter side because you can always have some.
Oh, you could always flick it
Yeah.
over a little bit.
Or, yeah, turn it, yes.
Nah, I don't.
Dude, we've not fished with Larry much. He caught some stripers with us early this spring. Larry,
But nothing
cool guy.
big.
Nothing
Yeah.
giant. We get
I'm
out there one day and the
sweating.
drums show up.
Yeah, we'll tell the whole story, but
you
anyway,
were
this-
just there.
we're talking about, you going into the drum. I saw a guy brand new, basically, first time catching a fish, fight it, awesome. Tighten down.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was
Dude, yeah,
awesome.
the
We've
thing
already-
fucking,
we've
it
talked
just
about it.
spun him in 3 of them. It was
Dude,
sick.
I will just snap my shit and be like,
You're
fuck.
gonna snap 65 and 80, man.
Yeah,
You're snapping
I go-
65 and 80.
yeah,
There's no
that's-
chance of that. I have no worries whatsoever ever.
It'll pull
about
you out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna
Unless
pull
you
me out.
got,
not
unless you
breaking
got a leader and you
not
tie
breaking
that knot.
fishing line at all.
Yeah, see,
Don't not
that's-
even in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about getting pulled off my boat.
Tight. And at this
Oh,
point, he
you
might
don't
be
worry about-
skiing when he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so fucking tight, he might actually get pulled off
No,
the
man, I've been pulled in circles around rocks and everything
Seen
else.
Zach get snatched by that big shark.
Yep. Yep.
Zach really got snatched. We're talking about long fights.
Yep.
If it would have gone on longer before it bit
yeah.
the line, that could have been miles.
Easily.
Miles.
Yep.
But
We were settling
it
in.
would go towards the beach and out.
I'm gonna go if you don't go.
Alright, we're done.
Yeah.
We've told that story plenty of times.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks y'all. Thanks for the sponsor, Yak Attack, Yak Attack, US, Kayak, Kevin Attack, DVDs, and blah, 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 blah. Alright, yeah.